again today. That's why they wanted a little later starting time to work out some transportation issues. But hopefully the Tarpons can come out, start early, and get on these Mustangs early.
A reminder before we get started, Tarpon football will have a fan day on May 12th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. between Papa George Drive and the rear of the school building practice fields. There's going to be a live DJ, plate lunches for $10, face painting, tailgating, games, and much more. And it's going to all culminate with Tarpons having their intra-squad scrimmage on that day as well. Foresight asked me to remind everybody of that exciting thing they're doing. It's crazy to think that we're already to the point where we're talking about spring football and all that good stuff. But it's already almost here.
And we got some news with Coach Forsyth. We're going to save for a little later in the broadcast.
I think he's going to want to tune in and listen to that. A peek of that. Anyway, let's take a quick back. We're going to have the home starting lineup brought to you by Lady of the Sea. And the first pitch brought to you by State Bank and Trust Company, banking you can count on. We're about ready to get rolling here. The Tarpons and the Mustangs on 1600 AM, KLA. Already down the first base line.
Second base, number 5.
Game 1 of this series. We had some district batting averages to announce today. With each Tarpon that bats, boy, they got some impressive numbers. A lot of guys are going to be vying for all district. Coach Rav and the boys make their way down the third base line, and then we'll have the national anthem here. From Eddie Blanchard Field, another beautiful night for baseball. As we pause for the Star Spangled Banner. And let's play ball. Now our home team starting lineup brought to you by Lady of the Sea General Hospital. For the Tarpons, it is as follows. Pitching today, Mark Pete. Catching mark, as always, Jacob Danos, the catcher. In the infield, Davin Rishu at first base. Second base today will be Jack Blanchard. Third base today is going to be Isaiah Levins. The shortstop today is going to be Thomas LeBlanc. In the outfield from right to left, Blake Ogal in right, Austin Cantrell in center, and Bo Kale in left field. Those are your starting 9 for the Tarpons. Casey Guidry in the batting order, batting for Levins, who's at third base.
I mean, what a luxury the Tarpons have, and just in the DH spot in the lineup. Last night you get Luke Chasson DH, and who's a pretty good hitter, makes contact a lot of times, and can really drive the ball. And you can come back tonight with Casey Guidry. Same thing, power hitter. It's a good problem to have, what Coach Rav has.
Speaking of Coach Rav, he told me this morning, he said that, I'll actually read it straight from the text message. He said that today Thomas LeBlanc will be in the closing role on the mound if needed late in the game, so he is officially ready to rock and roll and pitch. That, again, is like making a mid-season trade, man. He's a guy that pitched a lot for you last year. Now he's going to be just getting back at it. I was asking Coach for sort of a pecking order, some guys that can maybe pitch today if Mark doesn't go to distance. He also listed Jelby Sheremy, Jake Galjor, and Bo Bruce, as well as Thomas LeBlanc. Has some arms available in relief here against the Mustangs.
And we've seen Blanchard, the shortstop. We know he's ready to pitch. He's got a cannon.
Yes, he does. Gage Essenault, the left fielder, will lead off this game. Parker Satoon and Chandler Bro. Assumption has a couple of challenging names here in their batting lineup. Be important for Pete to get off to a good start here. The windup and the first pitch, brought to you by State Bank and Trust Company, is wide, 1-0. The wind blowing out to left field today.
And your home plate umpire, Mr. Henry Burr.
Henry Burr in the house. We expect a lot of shenanigans from Mr. Burr. There always is. The 1-0 is wide, 2-0. Maybe a good 5 degrees warmer today than it was yesterday. The wind blowing a little more out than yesterday. The 2-0 is a strike. It's 2-1. Tarpons beat Vanderbilt 10-3 on Saturday, then beat them 10-1 yesterday. They're looking to build on that. As Davin Rishu going to go and talk to Mark Pete. Maybe he was tipping a sign or two. I don't know what this conversation is going to be about. But Davin saw something that was worth a meeting, and now we'll be playing baseball.
Good little breeze out in the ballpark this evening.
The windup in the 2-1, fouled, out of play, and it'll be 2-2. Nothing like the Vanderbilt breeze that we had, or in the summertime, that'd be called a tropical storm, what we had there. Todd Bernard at the controls down the third base line. The 2-2 pitch, fouled and out of play. If you want to watch this game, ESPN1003.com. Actually got a message on Twitter yesterday from Vanderbilt's coach's wife, and she said, hey, you guys do a great job on the broadcast. Good luck. Go Tarpons the rest of the way. So we thank them for those kind words. The 2-2 pitch, chopped up the middle. That's going to be a tough play, and it's going to be a base hit. An infield single. Blanchard stopped it from going to the outfield, but even if he fielded it clean, they would not have had a chance to get Essenault, who was running very well.
Yeah, great effort by Blanchard. Like you said, there's no way he would have made that play. It was just hit too far to his right. He caught the ball probably almost with dead straight center.
The Mustangs would like some early runs, but boy, they just got done with a series against South Terrebonne where they really didn't score much at all. They got beat in a shutout yesterday, and I think they lost the first game of the series, like 2-1 or something like that. So offense has been a struggle for this team, who has the leadoff runner aboard as Parker Satoon stands in, the pitcher. Levins playing on the grass, expecting a bunt. The pitch is hit through the infield for a base hit. The runner is going to stay at second base, but the Mustangs have an early rally with 2 straight base shots. Now Chandler Bro stands in. If the Tarpons could weave out of trouble. Boy, they got in and out of trouble with style yesterday. But you play with fire long enough, you're going to eventually get burned.
And Chandler Bro, great athlete. darn good basketball player.
And we know him from his basketball. He is a good one to pitch. Shows bunt. It is a curveball for a strike, 0-1. Trying to pull up Assumption's schedule here. Their last couple of games, they beat South Terrebonne 2-1 and then lost 4-0. So they've only scored 2 runs in their last couple of games. Before that, they played E.D. White and only scored 2 runs and then 1 run and getting swept in that series. So if you do the math, they've only scored 5 runs in their last 4 games, which is the opposite of the Tarpons, who have scored 10 or more runs in every district game so far. The 0-1 to Bro shows bunt again, stabs at it, and it's foul. So now the challenge will be, do you trust him to try it again? And I think that the fact that they have their 3-hole hitter bunting with no one out shows how offensively challenged this team has been.
Yeah, Mustangs are going to try and score real early, put a little bit of pressure on the Tarpons.
Yep. Pete would love a strikeout here. Throw at least a little bit of water on this fire. The 0-2 getting ready to come, the stretch. And he steps off. Mustangs dugout has a little life. You can hear them all yelling back. They've got some early confidence on the road. Runners take their lead. The 0-2 fouled into the street, and it'll stay 0-2. On deck is Grant Blanchard for the Mustangs. Pete would love a ground ball. He would love a K. He's just loving out at this point. Another 0-2, but he steps off again. Esnault's getting a nice little lead, and he's aggravating Pete a little bit. Now we're getting ready to try it again. The 0-2, the runners go, shows bunt, and he fouls it off, so that'll be a strikeout. And that was ball 1. That was out of Chandler Bro's eyes. But to protect his runners, he kept the bunt on, and it'll be a strikeout. So Tarpons will take that. Everybody retreats, and now Grant Blanchard will stand in.
Stepping into the Mustangs, third baseman.
I didn't think they would give him the bunt sign with 2 strikes, but they sure did.
Especially with the runners going. He had to protect his runners out there, and he stabbed at a pitch that was well outside of the zone. Now the pitch from Pete. Breaking pitch.
Whoa.
Fouled. And nearly took someone out there. Going to be 0-1 to Grant Blanchard, the third baseman. I remember Grant from last year. He's a pretty good ball player, which would make sense as to why he's batting cleanup today.
Gilbert standing on the on-deck position on the first base side, and right-hand batter, you better be on your toes.
Yep. Pete getting ready to come set. And the 0-1. Curveball, line foul now down the third base side. And it'll be 0-2. Let's see if Pete could get another strikeout here. He allowed 2 straight singles to start the game, then got the bunt strikeout. Now he's ahead 0-2 to Grant Blanchard. Vanderbilt stranded, I believe, 10 or 11 runners in the last couple of innings last night. Tarpons have worked their way out of some jams here. The 0-2 pitch. Here it is. Curveball high. It's 1-2. Tristan Gilbert on deck for the Mustangs. An infield single and then a solid base hit to right field have been the damage so far, but we just have runners at first and second and 1 out. Pete staring into Danos's glove. The 1-2 popped up and foul out of play. So that's one thing the Mustangs are doing. They're hitting a lot of foul balls. They're making Pete work early in this game.
Yeah, Pete was showing pretty good control. Only 3 balls. Like you said, they were fouling a lot of balls out off the bat, making them throw pitches early on. Getting that pitch count up.
Another 1-2 just got a piece of it fouled behind the home plate. The home plate umpire, excuse me. And we're still battling 1-2. Coach Rapp hustling some balls to Mr. Burr. What was it at Vanderbilt? They were telling us that each baseball is $6 a piece or something like that. Man, that adds up. That's why they get the kids to bring them back. The stretch. And now the 1-2. The runners go again. It's lined in the right field. That's trouble. The hit and run is going to amount to something big for the Mustangs. 1 run will score. The ball's booted in right field. 2 runs will score, and it's a 2 RBI double from Grant Blanchard. They rolled the dice and came up with 6s there. Coach Rav's going to go talk to the home plate umpire about something. But the Mustangs have an early lead. If you gamble and send the runners and do all this stuff offensively enough, you're going to eventually hit it, and that's what the Mustangs did there. They tried to manufacture some early offense, and they did.
I think what's happening here, the Assumption hitters are way up in the batter's box, and I think they may be taking their stride. Their lead foot on the right-hand batter may be stepping outside of the batter's box.
Mr. Burr will not have the benefit of YouTube, but you guys at home will. ESPN1003.com. If you're watching it, hey, shoot me a text. Is he out of the batter's box? Let us know. Because if he is, I'll complain about it. Todd Bernard giving us a thumbs up said that he is.
And if he's not, you'll complain about it.
We'll complain about it either way. The first pitch to Gilbert is wide, 1-0.
Notice I said you.
I'll say this, it looks like, and knock on wood, both of these umpires could get out of the way of a ball coming at them today, which was an upgrade from yesterday. The 1-0 pitch to Pete. Lined foul. Under the arm of the Assumption third base coach who was trying to make a play. The Mustangs are the number 7 team in the state in 4A, but they're only 1-3 in district play, so that'll tell you that they're hungry, and it's showing here in the top of the first. They got 2 runs across, and they're hungry for more.
And if you look at the top half of the batter's box, there's dirt. The paint is gone, so they are stepping.
Somebody's stepping there. The 1-1 fouled. You got to wake up pretty early in the morning to fool Andrew Revalier, and he was on top of that right away. 1-2 coming to Tristan Gilbert. Pete looking for a big second out. He needs it. Staring at the runner at second. Now he comes to the plate. The runner's moving. They got him looking, I believe. And they'll throw it into the outfield. Assumption's going to get their 3rd run. And I think the pitch was called a ball. I don't know where in the heck it missed. But it's 3-0 Mustangs. It was called a ball. It's 2-2. Sure thought he struck him out. The umpire disagreed. Off of Pete to Blanchard, who fields and gets the out. So good job there by the Tarpons defensively. Sort of hit Pete's shoe and then it kind of kicked up to Blanchard at second base.
Nice job of Blanchard. Made a really tough play look pretty easy.
Caleb Blanchard now will stand in for the Mustangs.
For the Mustangs, the catcher, 16, Caleb Blanchard.
First pitch of the at-bat is a strike, 0-1. Let's take your time giving us a call, Mr. Burr. No problem.
Got a lot of Blanchards played on Eddie Blanchard Field.
That's right. The windup in the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. No doubt about that one. So Pete. Oh, yeah, he's well out of the box, folks. The windup in the 0-2. Nearly hit him. It's 1-2.
And if they step out of the batter's box, make contact, that is automatic out.
The windup and the 1-2 pitch. Curveball line, base hit by the third baseman, Levins. They're hitting Pete. Blanchard's heading to second base. He's in there. The Mustangs have a 2-out double. They're rolling offensively right now, folks. Now Lucas Thibodeau will stand in. They'll have a runner for the catcher. We'll get an ID on that young man that runs. It's going to be number 9, which I'll have for you in just a second. Let's see, pull up the roster here for the Mustangs. Number 9 is Scott Pierce. 3-0 our score. The Mustangs are cruising early on. They're still hungry for more. They have a runner in scoring position. 2 out. The luxury is that the Tarpons are capable of erasing this deficit, but they've got to stop the bleeding here. The pitch off the fist and foul, 0-1. There's been a little bit of everything, some tough luck and also some hard hit balls in this inning as well.
And not many times you see an umpire run out of baseballs in the top half of the first inning.
We've seen it a couple of times now here. Assumption making good contact, fouling some pitches out of play. Lucas Thibodeau. It's Pete trying to weave out of this jam. The 0-1, curveball high, 1-1. Every once in a while you have one of those types of teams that they're ahead so often they struggle playing from behind. The Tarpons are going to have to play from behind for the first time in a while today. The 1-1, swing and a miss, it's 1-2, foul tip. But of course, in saying that, this team does also own some comeback victories this year. Heck, they were down to their last out against East St. John and won that game a couple weeks ago.
And we start off at Vanderbilt down 2-0.
Yeah, down 2-0. Scored 8 runs in the 5th inning. So we've been here before. The 1-2. I don't know that he did get a piece of it. It's foul. 1-2. I didn't hear anything off the bat. Thought it maybe just ricocheted off the catcher's glove. Lucas Thibodeau battling Mark Pete, who has thrown a ton of pitches here in this first inning for the Tarps. Now the 1-2, the runner goes. It's lined into Levins' glove. So the Mustangs try to manufacture some offense, and they do. They score 3. We're going to the bottom of the first. It's Mustangs 3, Tarpons 0 here on KLEB.
Home IQ from Vision.
Path. Now it's up to the Tarpons to get cracking in the bottom half. The home team starting lineup brought to you by Lady of the Sea is as follows. Batting leadoff, Jacob Danos, the catcher. Batting second, Austin Cantrell, the center fielder. Batting third, the right fielder, Blake O'Gell. Batting fourth, the pitcher, Mark Pete. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Davin Rishu. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Casey Guidry. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Thomas LeBlanc. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Jack Blanchard. Batting ninth, the left fielder, Bo Kale. And they'll be protecting and scoring runs for Isaiah Levins, who is playing in the field today, not in the order at third base. Hitting against Parker Satoon, the Assumption pitcher. And for the Mustangs defensively, Satoon is throwing to Caleb Blanchard, the catcher. First baseman Chandler Brose, second baseman Lucas Thibodeau, shortstop Andrew Landry, third baseman Grant Blanchard, outfield right to left Tristan Gilbert in right, in center Noah Blanchard, and in left Gage Esnault. And here we go. JD hitting .364 in the 4 district games so far. The first pitch of the bottom of the first is lined to the right side and out of play near the trees out there. 0-1.
See if the Mustang pitcher, after that long top half of the first inning, I saw them, they were in the bullpen loosening up earlier.
He did run the bases. He had a base hit, and I don't think anybody ran for him. The 0-1 is a strike. 0-2. Coaches tell me that they did run for him. Parker Satoon has looked pretty good through his first 2 pitches. Now let's see if Danos could battle back. The windup and the 0-2 foul. So Jacob lives to see another one. Everything has been on the outside corner of the plate. Let's see if Danos could do exactly what he did last night to lead off the game and just serve one out to right field. Satoon has his signs. And now the 0-2. Lined lazily to the shortstop. No chance. The shortstop fielded that one, but they didn't have a chance to throw him out even before the boot. So that's going to be an infield single for Jacob Danos.
Yeah, Landry just sitting back, decided not to charge the ball, and with Danos' speed, even though he catches it cleanly, would have a tough time getting him out at first.
So we have a leadoff base runner for Austin Cantrell, who, how about this, is batting .500 in district play.
Next up for the Tarpons. The center fielder, number
If you get on base every other time, you're doing something right. The runner for Danos is number 32. That is Jacob Danos. So he's running for himself here. The first pitch to Austin is a ball, 1-0. See if Austin can make something happen here. Satoon stretches and delivers inside 2-0. You're going to have to bear with us. I don't know what the heck the home plate umpire was doing. I thought for a second he had called a strike, but he was just, pitch was inside. Danos taking his lead, running for himself. The 2-0. That's wide, 3-0. So the Tarpons are in a good position here. You would like to at least get one of those three back in the first inning just to take a little momentum back from the Mustangs. Runner taking his lead. Cantrell standing in. The 3-0 pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. 3-1. Ogell on deck. Get this. He's hitting .636 in district play. He had 4 RBI last night.
Started off a little slow, but when he turned it on,
Yep. 3-1 to Austin. Curveball that's low, and the Tarpons have the same situation as the Mustangs with both of the 2 leadoff guys getting aboard. Now Blake Ogell will stand in.
stepping in for the Tarpons, the right fielder, number 10, Blake Ogell.
It'd be such a shot in the arm if you could answer their big half inning with one of your own. Let them know that you're here to play today. Got some good hitters standing in that could make that happen. Satoon's pitch to Ogell is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Mustangs are working those corners, which is good when you could hit them, but when you don't, you issue a walk like they just did to Cantrell. Now he steps off. A little bit of shuffle in the Tarpons lineup. Mark Pete batting cleanup tonight. He's on deck. The 0-1. Low. The catcher blocks it. No one advances. Pull up our sheet from last night. Mark Pete has been swinging a good bat. He had at least a couple of hits yesterday. Let's see. He was 2 for 4.
Ogell had a big night also.
Yeah, he did. The 1-1 to Blake is wide, 2-1.
4
RBI, yeah. Had an RBI in all 4 of his at-bats. Sac fly, ground out, and 2 RBI base hits. Trying to do it again here. He's got runners at first and second. The 2-1 pitch. Foul. And out of play. It'll be 2-2. First lefty batter in the lineup. Danos and Cantrell are some righties. Heck, he's the only lefty batter in the lineup today. No, Rishu's a lefty as well. My apologies. Satoon trying to weave out of this pickle. The 2-2. Lined, fielded by the second baseman, goes to the shortstop, and they will not turn two. So they get the fielder's choice out. And heck, they had a chance at it, but their throw to first base was wide of Bro. So now the Tarpons have runners at the corners from Pete. Mark would love to help himself here. He had a tough top of the first. He's got a chance to whittle some of that down here with his bat.
The throw from the second baseman took Bro off his bag at first. It took away any chance of him getting out. But
yep.
Great job of O'Gale hustling down that line to avoid the double play.
O'Gale was his own worst enemy there. They had a chance to turn two, but he hit the ball so doggone hard to the second baseman. The pitch. Curveball lined into center field. That's dropping, and that's going to be a base hit. Gets by the center fielder. One run will score, and that ball's going to roll for a long time. They're waving the second runner around. He will score, and Mark Pete has a triple, and just like that, we're right back in it. It's 3-2. The center fielder charged, made a stab at it, and the ball got under his glove, and when that happened, boy, he was in big trouble. And Mark Pete got all the way to third. Shelby Shermy's going to run for him.
Yeah, Blanchard in center field tried to make a play, just a step slow. Came up a little bit short, and once he missed that ball, it just kept rolling. Great hustle by the Tarpon base runners.
That's got to be deflating for an Assumption team that is 1-3 in district. You have your best offensive half inning that you've had in all district play. Now the Tarpons or a base hit or a ground ball to the right side away from matching you. Davin hitting .364 in district games. You notice a theme here in these numbers. Just about everybody's hitting .350-something, .360-something, if not better. And they're back at it here in the first inning. They've all just got a 2 RBI triple from Mark Pete. Actually, probably a double. The error helped him advance. Pitch is wide, 1-0. Casey Guidry on deck. The Tarpons have got 2 across. They're hungry for more. Satoon trying to settle into this game. The 1-0. Foul. And that looked like a pretty good pitch to hit. I think Davin was trying to hit that one into right field. Maybe get a sac fly, if not more. But he came up empty. Runner Shelby Sherman taking his lead at third. He is running for Mark Pete. Here's the pitch. Hit foul to the left side and out of play, and it'll be 1-2. Mustangs got 3 in the top half. The Tarpons already have 2 in the bottom half. They're still batting with a runner at third and only 1 out. Davin Rishu is behind 1-2 in the count, though. Stretch. And the pitch. High and wide, 2-2. Looking at Coach Colley's math, that is 18 pitches by Satoon. So it makes it highly unlikely that it'll only be Satoon today in this ball game. Throw 18 in the first. That puts you behind the 8 ball, and there's still only 1 out. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He gets the second out. They'll have to throw down there to first, which they do, and get the second out. So Satoon makes a good pitch there, and there's 2 away. For Casey Guidry. See if Casey could come through.
13, Casey Guidry.
A lot of guys had big offensive days yesterday. Casey kind of struggled at the plate. Let's see if he could break out of that here, get a solid base hit.
Casey looking at Coach Guitro's facade. It's like, Coach Guitro's looking, just get in and hit.
They hit it as hard as you can, sign. With the runner at third and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. High and wide, 1-0. First base is open, but the problem with that is Thomas LeBlanc is on deck, and he could make something happen himself. That's the benefit of this lineup. There's not anybody you could really want to pitch to as that pitch is low, 2-0.
Yeah, it puts pressure on the opposing pitchers all the time. You got to pitch these guys. You can't pitch around anyway. Because the next man in the batter ought to come up and bite you.
And we've seen it. 2-0 pitch, you got to be careful here. The big fella is hungry to send one to those folks sitting out in left field. The pitch, wide, 3-0. Everything has been wide, outside, outside, outside. Same strategy Vanderbilt utilized, actually. I know that's a little frustrating to the big fellow who wants to swing away, but that's also a compliment as to how good of a pull hitter he is. The 3-0. That is a ball. They walked him on 4.
Andrew takes his base on ball 4.
I think that was the old unintentional intentional there. Nothing was really close. Now let's see if Thomas LeBlanc can make him pay.
And a good job by Casey laying off these pitches. Being patient at the plate.
Taking his bag. Handing it to the next guy in the order, which is Thomas LeBlanc. Satoon has worked his pitch count up here in the first. The pitch to LeBlanc. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Say, curveball or a slider, something with a little bite to it. LeBlanc was not close to that one. But it's just one strike. Satoon standing in the stretch and the 0-1. Outside corner for a strike, and now we're up against it. It'll be 0-2. 2 runs are across. The Tarpons have cut a 3-run deficit down to 1 here in the bottom of the first. Parker Satoon is ahead in the count 0-2 to Thomas LeBlanc. Runners are at the corners for the Tarps. Stretch and the pitch. That one is too far outside. He hit his spot the last pitch. Took about another 1.5 feet there. Tried to make him chase, but he did not offer. See if LeBlanc could get that clutch base shot like Mark Peak did just a minute ago. The 1-2. Check swing. Did he go around? Assumption thinks he did, and yeah, he did. So that'll retire the side. But the Tarpons get 2, and they trim a 3-run deficit to 1. It's 3-2 Mustangs. We'll be back in a minute. You're listening to Varsity Baseball on KLEB. Blanchard and Gage Esnault batting against Mark Pete, who's looking for a smoother second inning than the first. But his offense just helped him out, so he does have a little momentum. Heck, he was a big part of it.
Sign of a veteran ball club with the Tarpons. You come at top half, you're down 3 runs. You come back bottom half, you're in, and there's no panic in these guys. Just come and do your job.
Pitch to Landry. Fouled out of play, 0-1.
Yeah, I know it's early on, but this game could come down to the bullpens of each team because both pitchers are around, we run under 30 mark and pitchers at 31.
The 0-1 high, and if it is a bullpen game, I like us. I like us in a lot of bullpen games because one of the strengths of this team is the pitching depth. Tarpons have a lot of arms. They have a lot of arms available tonight as well. The 1-1. Curveball that's chopped to Levens, fair. He stops it, throws down there, doesn't get him. It's an infield single. I don't know if that was a fair ball, but the Mustangs will get an infield single. And Noah Blanchard will stand in. Levens did a good job throwing it down there in a hurry. But the Mustangs just have one of those nights offensively. They've had the ball bounce their way a couple of times.
And it's like Landry almost stumbled going at first. Slowed him down a little. Close play.
Pitch to Blanchard. The theme of the night is if I lose my place on the sheet, just guess that Blanchard's batting. Assumption has 3 of them in their lineup. This one is Noah, the center fielder. Stretch. Now I throw back. And he's in safe.
Yeah, Davin's going to have to be alert at first base because Petrie comes with a pickoff move. He fires it.
He picked off a few against Ellender, including a big-time game of cat and mouse. He threw it back 6-7 times in a row. Another one. He eventually did get the pick off, throwing it back pretty much right now, where the runner for Ellender wasn't expecting it, and he got him. Andrew Landry taking his lead. The 1-0 pitch shows bunt. He does get it down. Pete will field. Underhand toss to Rishu for the out. So it's a successful sack bunt for the Mustangs, 1 away. Yeah, they're trying all kinds of stuff, putting runners in motion, bunting, and they're trying to get their offense going. And you can't blame them. They've scored 5 runs in 4 district games. They're desperate to get a little momentum. Esnault will stand in. He had an infield single to lead off the game.
I think the Mustang coaching staff realizes it's tough to score runs on these Tarpon pitches, so they can try any way they can get runs across.
Runner taking his lead at second. The pitch is inside 1-0.
And at the same time, like you were talking about, giving your team confidence.
Yeah. It's worked so far. Still plenty of game left. Landry taking his lead at second base. The 1-0. Hit in the air lazily. Blanchard is under at second base, and there's 2 out in the inning. Lazy pop-up, and there's 2 away. Satoon will stand in. He had a solid base hit to right field his first time up, and Pete would love to retire Satoon and get his offense back to the plate. He's been more economical here in this second inning so far. He's thrown fewer pitches, gotten faster outs. The pitch. Lined to Levens, who makes a nice play, and he hesitated, and that was a young mistake there by Levens. He tried to make the tag on the runner at third, and then he spent enough time focusing on that he didn't have time to get the out at first. And with 2 away, he could have just as easily went to first. That's a youthful mistake.
Yeah, it's very uncharacteristic of the Tarpon defense. Normally the ball's hit to them. They know exactly where to go. I think right here Levens just forgot how many outs there was. 2 outs, just 1 play to make it first.
That's tough luck for Mark Pete, because that's been the type of night it's been. He should be sitting in the dugout right now, but Levens got to stay in there because this next baseball may come right back his way off the bat of Chandler Bro. Got to pick up your teammate here defensively. Fake the third, fake the first.
Now Chandler Bro's doing the opposite as the earlier Mustang hitters. He's far back in the batter's box. His right foot is almost out of the batter's box.
He struck out his first time. Maybe he wants an extra half second to see that ball. The first pitch he sees is a strike, 0-1. Runners at the corners for the Mustangs. There are 2 outs, and it's going to be an 0-1 count to Chandler Bro. Nope, fake the third, fake the first. They're trying to get that guy at first base going. They're trying to pick him off.
Now Bro's moved back up in the batter's box.
It's a sign that he's uncomfortable if within every pitch he's shifting around in that box. They throw back to first, and he's in there. Boy, you would hate for Pete to allow a run here in the second. He's done just about everything right, just a couple of hard luck. The infield single, the ground ball. The 0-1 to Bro. Runner goes. They'll throw down there, and they'll chop it off and throw back to third behind the runner, but he's in there. The Mustangs get the stolen base. Assumption was trying to score the run there on that play, but the Tarpons were on top of it. Blanchard chopped that throw off.
See if they're moving Bro up and back in the batter's box, trying to guess what type of pitch that Petrie may be coming with.
Yeah, he has been up, back. He's been in a different spot every pitch. They're definitely trying to tip something off here. The pitch to Bro. Fouled out of play to the right side, and it'll be 1-2. Pete would love to do to Chandler Bro what he did to him in the first inning. That was struck him out swinging. We would take another one of those in a big way right here. The runners are at second and third. The Mustangs have a 1-run lead. They're looking to add to it. Mark Pete is looking to slam the door on this second inning and get his boys back to the plate in bottom half. The 1-2. Ground ball to Levens. Fields throws to first. What a cannon! Isaiah Levens making up for that poor defensive play with a great play there, and that retires the side. The Mustangs don't get anything on the board. We're going to the bottom of the second. 3-2 Assumption on KLEB. He should have retired the side the first time. Both Thomas LeBlanc and Mark Pete looked at him and said, hey, you got this. Get the next one. And that's exactly what he did, throwing off his back foot to get Chandler Bro to retire the side. It's 3-2, and it'll be Jack Blanchard, Bo Colley, and Jacob Danoz batting in the second for the Tarps.
Yeah, and I noticed right after that play, Coach Rav really got on this young guy and said, look, you got to make the right play. And this was a great way to get back in Coach's good graces, and that was one heck of a play. He fielded that ball deep on the third base and threw a rifle.
That's the thing about baseball is if you're a little indecisive, that ball's going to find you. And there, Levens made a nice play. Jack Blanchard batting .286 in district play. Getting some swings today against the tune. The windup and the pitch to Jack. Swing, and he went around 0-1. Kind of a half swing there. Bo Colley on deck for the Tarps. We have started this game real poorly, but we've since taken a little of the momentum back. Let's see if we can make it overflow here. The 0-1, low in the dirt, 1-1. Saturday at 12 o'clock, the pre-Easter celebration, Tarpons and the Mustangs in Napoleonville. Second game of this series. Weather permitting, though I looked at the forecast, Saturday is supposed to actually be a beautiful day. Tomorrow is supposed to be the yucky day. The windup and the 1-1. Line to right field. That's going to be foul. Not a bad idea by Jack to try to serve it the opposite way. Now he's up against it. So Tarpons are going to send someone down to the bullpen. Thomas LeBlanc looks like will be going throw. The windup and the 1-2. Line, that's trouble, that's dropping, that's a base hit. Good piece of hitting there by Jack Blanchard. He just threw his bat out there, got enough on it to get it to the outfield for a base hit.
Jack Blanchard signals the center.
Bo Colley will stand in now. Sounds like a broken record, Coach, but that is your 8-hole hitter who just got a base hit. He's now going to be batting over 300 in district play.
The left fielder, number 6, Bo Colley.
We've been saying it all year. There's no holes in this lineup.
Jack will take his lead over at first. He runs pretty well. The guy at the plate, Bo Colley, runs pretty well. Let's see if Coach Rav will try a bunt play here. He's swinging away. It's a chopper to the shop. Goes to second for the out, but they're not going to get the double play. You're not going to double off Colley. Runs too well. So it's a fielder's choice ground out.
And you look at this lineup, you can flop the lineup any way you want. You more than likely get the same results.
Yeah. Jacob Danos had an infield single in the first inning.
Number 32, J.D. Jacob Danos.
Trying to get it started here. This is the right part of the order, the top of the order, trying to tie or take the lead here in the bottom of the second. Swing and foul to the right side, out of play, 0-1. Blanchard runs well, but in a foot race, I would take Kale over Blanchard, so I think that we like that trade on the bases that we just made.
Bo with a pretty big lead at first.
Yep. The 0-1, he's going, swing and a miss. They'll throw down there, and he's in there. The ball goes to the outfield, but Bo won't be able to advance. He takes second base safely, and the Tarpons have a runner in scoring position.
Conley saved second.
Great jump by Bo, stealing at second base.
I think that was a hit and run, but JD has a good eye. I don't think he would have swung at that pitch if it wouldn't have been a hit and run, as he swung at one that was well outside of the zone. Satoon now has a runner at second, battling Jacob Danos. It's an 0-2 pitch. Here it is. To the right side, out of play. And it'll stay 0-2.
As Henry Burr looks up at the press box.
Thank you, Mr. Burr.
Like we did something wrong.
Well, we didn't turn off the lights yesterday. We did that wrong.
Ooh.
Satoon getting ready for the 0-2. It was getting a little chilly in here. I needed to turn the heat up. The stretch and the pitch. Offers at it. And they're going to say he went around. They'll throw down the first in time. Bo Kale heads up, advances to third on the throw. That's a strikeout. Now Austin Cantrell will stand in. Good base running there by Bo. Advancing 90 feet, because you never know when there's going to be a wild pitch or a balk or something crazy that may happen. There are more ways to score from third than from second.
23, Austin Cantrell.
Yeah, Coach Rab does not like when you leave lights on. It's funny, he's got the lights on now. Still got a little daylight.
That's right. Cantrell walked his first time up. It's the pitch. Oh, my goodness. It hit him in the head. He seems to be okay. Let's see if he's got his wits about him. He's jogging down the first base line. They're going to have to go check on him. But no, Austin Singer got him in the shoulder. I definitely heard a click. Something hit the helmet. Either way, it'll be runners at the corners after the hit by pitch. And that's scary to see. That was a high heater. Right away, Austin went to first. He didn't seem to show any ill effects from it. You know, from basketball, and he's a tough kid. He's going to be willing to play injured, willing to play through some pain.
Very tough young man.
Ogel's been hot. He was looking for a big hit here. First pitch. Curveball for a strike, 0-1.
Good pitch.
Satoon working in the second inning. He has been in trouble in both innings so far in the game. Thomas LeBlanc has finished his warm-up toss as he's jogging back into the infield. The 0-1, Cantrell's running. Chop to the shortstop. Field's clean. Throws to first. Looks high, but Bro is able to make the play and retire the side. The Tarpons get base runners, but nothing more. We're going to the third. It's 3-2 Mustangs here on 1600 AM KLEB. score. Top of the third inning, the Mustangs are going to have Grant Blanchard, Tristan Gilbert, and Caleb Blanchard batting against Mark Pete, who's out there for his third inning of work. Saturday at noon, partner. You're going to be at the park Saturday?
I planned on it, but I don't know. Coach Rav may not want me there, so I'm going to have to rethink it.
There's a long story behind that. Coach is being facetious. He is going to be at the park on Saturday, as Blanchard will stand in.
Before we get this inning started, I'd like to congratulate Coach Blake Forsythe. He was named the MVP of the teacher-student basketball game last month.
Okay, now how did that come about?
You have to nominate. You nominate yourself, and he nominated himself.
He's his own biggest fan in the game, eh? First pitch is a ball, 1-0.
Him and Coach Gitros each nominated himself, and Coach Forsythe won 1-0. He voted for himself.
Okay. Good to see that democracy lives at South Lafourche. The 1-0 pitch is lined into left field. That's a solid base hit to lead off the third inning. Tell you what, these Mustangs got some guys that could stroke it. Blanchard had a 2 RBI double his first time up. Then there a base hit to left field. Tristan Gilbert now will be batting. Tarpons looking to get out of this third inning. This has been a game where there have been a lot of base runners on both sides. Stretch and the pitch. Curveball low, 1-0. Ooh, a kid out there in the field just made a nice diving play in that game of pickle that they got going on out there. Goodness. Very Austin Cantrell-like.
Focus, just clear.
Throw back. The runner is in there. Yeah, there are 3 kids playing, and yeah, that one, nice play. Runner taking his lead at first. The stretch and the pitch. Colorado. Oh, you kidding me? That is a ball, 2-0. Oof. Don't know where that one missed. Maybe a little high. It's taking a long time to make his calls, and then he has to explain himself after each call, which we could do without, but it's another argument for another day. The 2-0. High, 3-0. So now Pete has to battle back. He's behind 3-0. He's already allowed a leadoff single to Grant Blanchard. Stretch and the pitch. That's a strike. Gilbert was about to send his bat on going over to first base. So now he's got to be careful, because if you show up the umpire, especially this particular umpire, you may be in for it the rest of the at-bat.
And as Lee Corso would say, not so fast.
Yeah, not so fast. Throw back, and he's in there safely. Tarpons have some good pickoff moves, man. We saw a good one yesterday. Casey Guidry's got a good one. Mark Pete's got a good one. I'm told Ogel has a good one, but we don't see him allow runners very often. The 3-1 pitch. Lined into right center. That's trouble. That's going to split the outfielders out there. Cantrell's going to field it, throw it back to the infield, and Assumption will have runners at second and third after the double from Tristan Gilbert. And now we're up against it. Runners at second and third, no one out in the inning. For Caleb Blanchard. No damage done on the board, but they're certainly flirting with it here. Infield playing back, willing to concede the out for the run here in the early stages of the game. It's the pitch. High, 1-0. Mark trying to settle in. He would love a line drive right at an infielder here. Maybe get a double play. The 1-0 in the dirt, 2-0. Lucas Thibodeau on deck for the Mustangs. Stretch, he shows bunt. He bunts it straight up in the air, but foul, out of play. Interesting call there. Assumption didn't have the runner charging in. I think they were just trying to lay one down. 2-1 count to Caleb Blanchard. Mark Pete weaving into and out of a jam. Let's see if he could get out of this. The 2-1. Curveball, chopped foul down the third base line. Lazy ground ball that just drifted foul to be 2-2. This is a part of the order that he's had some success with. After Blanchard, it's all guys that he's retired. 7, 8, and 9. Stretch and the pitch. Hit it a mile in the air to left field. That's big trouble. Will it get out? It will. That's a 3-run home run for Assumption. Caleb Blanchard just hit one out. And it's 6-2 Mustangs. You could see right off the bat that it was big trouble, and they have just taken a 6-2 lead. Coach Rav is out. He's going to want to talk to his pitcher. He may want to make a substitution, and he will. So we're going to take a 1-minute pitching change timeout. You're listening to Varsity Baseball on KLEB. He is going to be relieved by Thomas LeBlanc, who is the former shortstop, now on the mound. Shelby Shermy moving the short. Mark Pete moving back to third. 6-2 Mustangs after the moonshot home run by Caleb Blanchard. There was really not much doubt about that one. Off the bat, it looked good, and it sailed well over the left field fence.
And look, give credit to the Mustangs. They came in here swinging the bats. And they really can hit the ball.
Lucas Thibodeau will stand in. Yeah, it makes you think about what type of pitching South Terrebonne and E.D. White must have that they kept these guys at bay for the last couple of weeks in those 4 games.
That's 8 hits early on. And it's some solid hits.
Yeah. Thomas making his warm-up tosses. Looks to be good. He was a good pitcher last year. Of course, he had that shoulder injury. The day before opening day, I remember Coach Rapp called and said, "Man, I lost my shortstop." What you mean you lost your shortstop? Then he explained that had an injury. I think it was, not mistaken, a non-contact injury. Now he's getting back out there, and he's got some big innings to work here. He's got to chew up some time on that mound. It's only a 4-run game. There's still plenty of baseball left. Tarpons have scored 4 runs in many an inning. But the key is going to be to hold this Assumption team down. Lucas Thibodeau stands in. He lined out his first time up.
All right, Henry Bird just puts a red Powerade in one of the pouches for the baseballs. Now you know the Powerade's going to be cold, right?
Yeah.
Baseball must be getting a little wet.
Cold, wet ball. For a new pitcher into the game. The pitch. low, 1-0. Lucas Thibodeau, the batter for the Mustangs. They've got 3 across. Still no out in the inning. So it's like a new inning for Thomas, the 1-0. Strike, 1-1. There's a base hit to left field, a double to right field, and a 3-run bomb have been the 3 batters in this inning. Now the windup and the 1-1 pitch. Inside corner for a strike, and you could see the zip on those pitches that Thomas is throwing. There's a lot of late movement. If he could keep locating, Assumption may be in for a tough go here. It'll be a 1-2 coming to Thibodeau. The windup and the pitch. In the dirt, blocked by Danos. It's 2-2. Tarpon infield, hungry to make a play. A lot of guys getting set down there. The windup and the 2-2. Bounces to Danos. It's 3-2. It's thrown the heater okay. Those 2-strike breaking pitches have been a little sloppy. The windup and the 3-2. Fisted out of play to the right side. I tell you, those Mustangs are fouling off some pitches. Boy, they're getting their money's worth here today. See if LeBlanc could put him away. Another full count pitch. Line foul down the right side. Look, these are not just foul balls. They're barely getting a piece of it, fouling it back into the screen. They're hit with some authority down there. The windup and the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. There's one away. Maybe the best pitch of the inning for LeBlanc. Now Landry will stand in. Landry had an infield single his first time up. On deck, Noah Blanchard.
And we talked about it. Bullpens may have a big role in this. So
Sure.
Tarpons went to theirs first. Hopefully we can come back, make the Mustangs get to their bullpen.
Pitch is a strike to Andrew Landry. Just in terms of stuff, it looks like LeBlanc is throwing a little harder than what we saw Pete throw. So far, he's escaping the bats, though it is early. The 0-1 is a strike. It's 0-2.
Good movement on the baseball. Trying to keep these hitters off balance.
Now we see Thomas all the time at shortstop, and he's got a rifle out there. Let's see if he goes with the high cheese on this 0-2 pitch. Here it is. And I think it hit him.
Did it not hit the bat?
I thought the young man for Assumption offered at that pitch. But the umpires disagree, and he's going to head on over to first. Coach Rav is out to discuss this. We thought that he offered, or that it may have hit the bat. Let me tell you something. If you get hit in the forearm by that pitch, I don't know that you're going to just be running going over to first base immediately. Coach Rav having a spirited discussion with Mr. Burr, who's going to then go have a conference with his base umpire. The fact that they're having that discussion is good news, as at least he's considering that there's something that may have happened there.
I can hear Coach Rav right now telling the umpire. That's right. That's right.
Let's see. I see him shaking his head. I don't think we're going to get any clarity here. I don't think we're going to like the result of this.
No, they'll stick together most times and not. Speaking of the umpires.
So they're still talking, but the runner is still standing at first base, which is the problem for the Tarps. And Coach Rav will retreat. After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. We do have YouTube that we could offer them if they want to review it. I don't know if Mr. Eddie Bonon would allow that. But, well, I was about to say something really pointed, and I'm not. I'll just leave it at that. The runner's taking his lead at first.
You must be ill.
Shows bunt. He pulls back. It's 1-0. Blanchard actually successfully bunted his first time up, so he's capable of getting one down. Do they have the courage here of showing it, pulling back, and swinging? As the infielders are charging in, that may be an opportunity for Assumption. Let's see. The 1-0 stabs at it, fouls it out of play, 1-1. A 3-run home run is the big damage in the inning off of the bat of Caleb Blanchard. Now Noah Blanchard standing in with a runner at first and 1 out. Thomas LeBlanc in relief of Mark Pete. It's the pitch, shows bunt. It is a called strike. So he pulled back at a pitch that was a strike. We'll take that.
I think it'd be a nice time for our first double play of the season that we get to witness.
We could use it. We're taking his lead at first. LeBlanc. It's time called at the plate. Jacob Danoff is going to go talk to LeBlanc. I tell you, we've had some fast-paced games, some quick district games. This is not one of them tonight. This game is taking its sweet time. Hopefully it takes its sweet time even some more later, because the Tarpons have some big bottom half of these innings. The 1-2 lined to the second baseman by the second baseman. The hit and run works like a charm for Assumption, who will now have runners at the corners, and the runner on the throw is going to advance to second. Everything that could go wrong for the Tarpons has gone wrong so far in this game. It's another defensive miscue. They tried to throw on down to third and just couldn't quite make the play, and Assumption now has 2 runners in scoring position instead of runners at the corners.
Yeah, unfortunate if Blanchard is holding the runner on at second. If he can stay where he's on his normal second base position, we may have a chance for that double play.
Yeah, if not for the hit and run, that would have been tailor-made there.
And also, we haven't seen the Tarpons throwing the ball around, missing their cutoff people, and it's unfortunate right now, but we can still stop this with 2 more outs.
Infield playing in, trying to chop off that run. It's 6-2. The Mustangs have runners at second and third. The pitch. He bunts it foul. They're trying to manufacture another here with the 4-run lead. With the top of the order batter, Essenault batting. He's got an infield single and a pop out. 1 for 2 in the game.
Now, if they up in the batter's box and he had to lunge forward to hit that ball, it seems like he would be out of the batter's box when he made contact with the ball trying to bunt.
I don't think we're going to get that one today. We've been trying for it. LeBlanc. Here's the 0-1. Check swing to the third baseman. Pete looks back. The runner throws to first, gets the out. That's a good fundamental play. And the Tarpons get a big out. Now Satoon will stand in.
Nice job, Pete. You caught the ball first, turn, check the runner, make sure he was going to stay at third, and fired a good strike there to first base for that big second out of the inning.
So LeBlanc inherited a 4-run deficit. If he's could get Satoon out, he will take his team back to the dugout with a 4-run deficit. So it would be a job well done. Here's the pitch. Lined up the middle. Jeremy makes a diving stop, and he'll put it in his pocket. A run will score. Great job by Jelby making the diving stab, which didn't allow the second run to score, but Assumption takes a 7-2 lead.
And we may be thinking back at the end of this game, that play right here by Jelby definitely saved the run.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll earmark that one because there's no doubt about it. If that ball gets into the outfield, 2 would score. Heck, if he throws it down there to first in a rush, throws it wide, another run may have scored as well. But we've got to figure out a way to get these guys out. They're hitting the heck out of the ball. Chandler Bro stands in. Runners at the corners. Time called at the plate. This is a team that's not allowed very many 7-run games so far this season. And Assumption's got 7 in 3 innings, and we're not even all the way to the third inning. Through the third inning, rather. The pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1. LeBlanc drops the baseball, picks it back up. Chandler Bro 0 for 2. Hungry for a hit. LeBlanc hungry to go sit in the dugout while his team bats. The 0-1. Outside corner. Nope, they called that one a ball. I heard him barking. I thought he was calling a strike, but he said it was a ball. 1-1. Usually you don't hear him when he says ball, but this guy you hear him at all times. That one was outside. The 1-1. Runner goes. Lined into the Tarpon dugout. 1-2.
With Grant Blanchard on deck, it's 2 for 2. We definitely want to see him in the 4th inning.
Indeed. Heck, they're giving us a dose of our own medicine. There are not very many guys in that lineup right now that we're anxious to see. The guys after Grant Blanchard are pretty doggone good, too. 1-2 coming. Chandler Bro at the plate. The stretch and the pitch. Think he got him. Yes, he did. That'll retire the side. But Assumption has a big half inning. Now the Tarpons got to go to work at the plate. They're down 7-2. You're listening to Varsity Baseball on KLEB. Assumption they lead 7-2.
Now, if you want to find some good news for Tarpons, we've been scoring in bunches, so we definitely can do this. By no means this game is close to being over.
Heck, you got, 5 more chances to bat? We could get 1 run an inning. That's all you need. But the problem is we got to start holding them down. That's been the issue in this game. As Pete stands in.
Leading off for the Tarpons, the third baseman, number 12, R.P.
Satoon. He's worked a bunch, and he's been sitting on his hands a lot in that dugout while his team adds on some more. First pitch of the bottom of the third is high, 1-0. This thing about baseball, no matter how good you are, you're always going to be in some struggles. That's just the nature of the game. The windup and the 1-0. That's a strike, 1-1. Pete would love to get aboard as the leadoff man. Satoon taking his time out there. Now the windup and the 1-1. Kind of a excuse me swing, and that'll be to the pitcher who goes to first for the out. 1 away. Now Davin Rishu will stand in. That's the first inning of the game. The Tarpons don't get the leadoff runner aboard.
First baseman, number 26, Davin Rishu.
We need something just to change our luck, just a little.
Yep, Davin was a strikeout victim his first time up. And the pitch. inside for a strike. 0-1. Breaking pitch. On deck, Casey Guidry for the Tarps. Satoon winds and delivers the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. It was a healthy hack there. Tarpons need base runners. Satoon winds and fires the 0-2. Curveball got a piece of it foul into the screen. 0-2. Guidry on deck for the Tarps. Satoon with that baseball in his right hand. The windup and the 0-2 way outside. 1-2.
See if Davin's going to try and battle himself back.
He's more than capable. Got some room in both alleys right now. If he could hit a laser out there, he could run for a while. The windup and the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. That's the second time they strike him out in the game, and now Guidry will stand in. Casey walked his first time up. This is what the Mustangs wanted right here. You have a big top half looking for a shutdown inning. See if South Lafourche could make this bottom half interesting with a 2-out rally. The windup and the delivery to Casey is a strike. It's 0-1. They walked him his first time up. I don't think they wanted any part of him. Remember that first base open, and they just threw him 4 that were well outside of the zone. They have no reason to do that here, though. 2 outs and no one on base. The windup and the 0-1. Hit up the middle, and that's why they walked him the first time. That's a solid base hit for Guidry.
They get breaking ball right back at him. Nice piece of hitting by Casey Guidry.
Now Thomas LeBlanc will stand in. Thomas was off balance his first time up. He struck out. See if he could stay in there this time.
And before that last pitch to Guidry, they've been working him on the outside. That breaking ball just hung right over the middle. And Casey just drove it right back up the middle.
Make a mistake to him, he's gonna make you pay, and that's what we saw there. All right, LeBlanc, let's do a job. Stretching the pitch. High, 1-0. On deck is Jack Blanchard for the Tarps. Thomas is now your pitcher of record. The 1-0 swings away. Tomahawks that one foul. Uppercut swing, fouled it to the right side. 1-1. Satoon, even in what has been a good inning for him, he's gotten a lather going on the mound. He's thrown quite a few pitches. The 1-1. Slow, 2-1. And it is a muggy night. That front is approaching, and the air is thick today at the ballpark. Very humid. Guidry taking his lead. The 2-1. Whoo, nearly hit him inside. 3-1. Blanchard on deck for the Tarps, trying to make this inning interesting. They've just got a base hit. Now they've got an advantageous count. Satoon staring at Guidry. Now he comes to the plate. And that's a strike. It'll be full. So what that'll do is that'll allow Guidry to leave at the pitch. He'll be taken off on this 3-2 pitch. So if LeBlanc could split the gap somewhere, Guidry may have a chance to come around. Runner taking his lead. You got to be careful. He may throw back here knowing that he's running the pitch. Line foul down the first base side. And we'll do it again. If he straightens that just a little bit, Guidry would have scored. Thomas would have been at third base.
You know, it's bigger, faster, and stronger these young men are getting each and every year. High School Association took away the mandatory base coaches wearing helmets, which is mind-boggling.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I know that I'd want to be out there with some sort of protection. Our man Todd Bernard's got protection out there in the third base side. We'd wrap him with bubble wrap out there, protect him. The 3-2, that is wide, and Thomas LeBlanc draws a walk. So if for nothing else, the Tarpons are making Satoon work his tail off. Jack Blanchard will stand in.
And going back to that thought, there is, I believe, legislation out there that when someone is trying to put mandatory, do you have some type of, in the dugout, some type of fencing in place for these situations that we just had?
Jack has a base hit to center field his first time up. It's third straight inning that the Tarpons offense has a little rally, has multiple guys on base. The first inning they got the big hit. The second inning they did not. Pitch to Blanchard is wide, 1-0. I don't want to jinx nothing, but I don't know that 7 runs is going to be enough here. These Tarpons offense looks to be pretty good. Just got to get those clutch base hits. Satoon standing in. Stretch and the 1-0. That's a strike, 1-1. On deck is Bocale. We would love to see him bat in this half inning. As the breeze blows into the press box. Out towards left field. The 1-1 pitch. The runners go. Swing and a miss. They'll throw down there, and he is dead to rights, and that'll retire the side. The Tarpons just ran themselves out of an inning. We're going to the 4th inning. It's 7-2 Mustangs on 1600 AM KLEB.
Deciding when and how to
We saw a missed sign there. I don't know that the Tarpons were intending to get active on the bases. Maybe so. We'll get the clarification from Coach Rapp. He'll let us know either way. Of course, it's easy to talk about when it doesn't go in your favor. It'll be Grant Blanchard, Tristan Gilbert, and Caleb Blanchard batting for the Mustangs in the 4th against Thomas LeBlanc, the pitcher.
Let's see if Thomas can keep the leadoff hitter of this inning off base, because they started Mustangs as 3 innings, 3 base hits to start each inning off. A base hit each inning.
Let's see that Tarpons could have that clean half inning that we have been longing for. There are a lot of hot assumption hitters today, which is in contrast to what we've seen in district play from these guys. They've struggled to score. Wind up and the pitch. Swung at and lined to right field. Ogel's on his horse, and he can't make the play. It's over his head. But we can't get Grant Blanchard out. He's got a 2 RBI double, a base hit to left, and now a leadoff double in the 4th inning. He's 3 for 3. Tristan Gilbert will stand in. Ogel nearly made that play. Coach Rav is out to talk about something.
Well, Ogel put his hands up. I think the ball went underneath the fence, and he threw both his hands up, which signals a ground rule double. But the base umpire never noticed, and Blanchard, the hitter, just stops at second, and the umpire just looked at him. What are you doing, son?
Yeah.
Because Blanchard was looking at the right fielder.
Saw the ball got out under the fence. There's a young man out there retrieving the ball from.
Stepping into the Mustangs, the right fielder for 15, Tristan Gilbert.
Tell you what, you got to hit it on a rope to get it over Ogel's head. He runs well. That one landed right off the tip of his glove. He nearly made a gem of a play. And the type of night it's been, all the 50-50 plays have gone the other way so far today. Last night, defensively, we made them all. We made just about every play there was to make. Gilbert will stand in. LeBlanc trying to work through trouble. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1. In 4 innings of work, Grant Blanchard has 2 extra base hits and a solid single. That is a full week's worth of hitting here in 4 innings. Tristan Gilbert had a double to right field. That was a double that split the outfielders, and it set up the home run. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. He swung at a couple of them in the flies there in the first 2 pitches. I would give it to him again. Or maybe a changeup. You can maybe get him to swing way early. You're ahead 0-2. You're in dire need of a strikeout. LeBlanc stretches and delivers. Nearly hits him high, 1-2. He's just not been sharp today. Not as sharp as we've seen. But there is still plenty of time. We're just in the middle innings, and this is an offense that's gifted. But the challenge is right here, stopping these guys. The 1-2. And he balked. The runner's going to advance to third. Thomas LeBlanc just gave them 90 feet. I don't know what he did, but honestly, I wasn't looking at him, so. But the guy who called it also was not aware that there was a ground rule double just a minute ago, so I don't know how much I trust his word. Tell you this, whatever it was, it must have been the right call. Because Coach Rav is not arguing it. He's staying in the Tarpon dugout. The Mustangs have a runner at third, no one out. It's like a free bunt.
With 2 strikes, you think he'd come with a bunt?
I don't.
A squeeze?
I don't. Not with this guy. He handles the bat really well. And the guy on deck hit a home run earlier in the game. So if this guy strikes out, the 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. Yeah, I don't know that they're going to be in a hurry to bunt this run home because Blanchard on deck has a double and a 3-run home run. So if for nothing else, you would have confidence that he could get a sacrifice fly for you. The 2-2 shows bunt, pulls back, it's a ball. So now it's a full count. That was a safety squeeze because the runner was not going anywhere. Something's got to give here. We cannot allow too many more base runners. We've got to make a move right now. It's a full count to Tristan Gilbert. And the 3-2 popped up. Will it stay in play? It will not. And we'll do it over. Infield is playing on the edge of the dirt where the dirt meets the grass. It's not so far in, but it's in just enough where you could chop off that run. The 3-2 high, walked him. That's unfortunate. You were well ahead in the count and you walk him, and now Caleb Blanchard will stand in. Maybe the hottest hitter in the stadium right now. As we already said, he's got a double and a 3-run home run. And he's also had a big throw down to third base to end the last half inning. So offensively and defensively, this young man has had a day. middle of the infield playing back, trying to get the double play here. The third baseman is still where the dirt meets the grass. And the first baseman, Rishu, is covering his bag for a pickoff attempt. Crowd on the edge of its seat trying to spark a rally here. It's been quiet. The Mustangs have not allowed them to get rolling. The pitch. Runner goes, swing and a miss. They'll throw down there. It's cut off. So Assumption gets the bag, and they take away the force out. It'll be 0-1.
Infield in.
Yep, coming back in with the force out now taken away. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2. So you're one pitch away from retiring a really good hitter, but heck, you were ahead in the count last time. Tried to have a little bit of a fine-tooth comb, and they ended up losing him. It's an 0-2 count to a really good hitter. You still got to be careful here. The stretch and the pitch. Curveball, where did that miss? Oh, they got him. Okay, it was just a late call.
Batter's out on strike 3.
Tell you something, this home plate umpire and I are going to have problems here before this game ends. That was a late call, but we get it. It's one away.
If someone's in the crowd listening, could you please bring Casey a cool pop?
I may need a little more than that. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1. And was I wrong in thinking that he had called that one a ball? That was an awfully late strike 3 call.
It sure was. It was late.
But the pitch was a beauty. Infield staying in. We've got 1 down, 2 to go. Let's see if we could work our way out of this trouble. Lucas Thibodeau, the new batter. The 0-1. That one is high, 1-1. Coach Rav is grinding his gears, trying to come up with the right combination of pitches to work through this jam. It's up to LeBlanc to execute him. The 1-1. Chopped up the middle, and they're going to come home and get him. Yes, they did. That is a poor base running job by Assumption. They didn't slide at home, and they got him. Blanchard throws to Danos for the second out of the inning. If he slides, he's safe easily. That's poor base running by Assumption. We'll take it. And now Landry will stand in. 2 down, 1 to go. Boy, if we could get out of this, that may be the spark that ignites the fire. I think that it was such a slow hit ground ball that he didn't think there was any chance they would come home with it. And then when they did, it was too late. He couldn't slide.
And the Assumption coach comes running down third baseline and thought he was going to argue with the umpire, but I think
he argued at his kid. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there was any doubt that they got that one. He just didn't slide. The pitch. Check swing, he went around, 0-1.
This could be the little spark that the Tarpons need to get them rolling for the rest of this game.
But we have not retired Landry in the game. He's got an infield hit, and he was hit by a pitch. It'd be huge for LeBlanc to get out of this. The 0-1. Bounces to Danos, who does a nice job stopping it. It's 1-1. It's the top of the 4th inning. Assumption leads 7-2. They had runners at second and third and no out. Now we have runners at the corners and 2 outs. So LeBlanc is weaving through this situation. The 1-1. High, 2-1. For the Tarpons in the next half inning, you'll have Blanchard batting again, then Bocale and Danos. Blanchard was at the plate when the last inning ended on the stolen base attempt. The 2-1, high, 3-1. Tarpon fans to our right in the Assumption section actually are urging LeBlanc to battle back here. The 3-1 pitch, here it is. That's a strike. It's a full count. So Assumption now is going to get the runner in motion at first base. Full count opportunity. LeBlanc grinding here, trying to work his way out of a big, thick jam. Andrew Landry at the plate trying to give insurance to his team. And he steps off. Eight-hole hitter. Hasn't hit it out the infield today. I'm giving him the cheese, daring him to hit it. 3-2. It is the cheese. He didn't hit it. The Tarpons got in a jam. They got out of it. We're going to the bottom of the fourth. It's 7-2 Assumption. You're listening to Varsity Baseball on KLEB. Down 7-2, but that's where we are right now because we just got out of a big jam in the fourth inning. Now it's the bottom half. Jack Blanchard, Bo Colley, and Jacob Danos. And partner, it's almost Easter. That means that a lot of folks will be boiling some crawfish and everything for Good Friday. Sounds like a good time to call your guys over at the Bayou Boil and Go, eh?
Yeah, they do a good job. Been getting a lot of compliments on so far. The Boil and Go, the old stuff convenience store. It's located right by the Bellamy Fire, about 2 miles north of the Tarpon Bridge.
Congrats to those guys on a good opening so far. I know they support Tarpon baseball. They're loyal listeners. Jack Blanchard will stand in. Jack was at the plate when the Tarpons had the stolen base attempt thwarted over at third base. So Jack has seen a lot of pitches from Satoon. Heck, he also had a base hit in the second inning.
Tarpon crowd getting into it, getting these boys fired up.
Oh, there's plenty of game left. The first pitch of the bottom of the fourth is low, 1-0. The difference between being down 5 and being down 7 or 8 is big, and that's what LeBlanc accomplished in that last half inning, working his way out of that pickle. This is a team that scored 8 runs in a half inning against Vanderbilt, so they're more than capable. The 1-0 pitch. Foul down the right side, out of play. It'll be 1-1 to Jack Blanchard. Plays all over the place for this team. We've seen him play right field, second base. We've seen him not be in the lineup some days and pinch run. Team guy. You got to have a lot of guys like Jack on a contending ball club. Satoon steps off. Bottom 4, the Tarpons have 4 more opportunities here to whittle this lead down. They're going to need at least one big inning. The windup and the 1-1. Hit him right in the back. Jack's a tough kid. He'll gladly hit the first base. Now Bo Colley stands in. Couple of base runners, a bloop and then a blast. That's what the Tarpons need right about now. They've got the first base runner. Now Bo Colley stands in.
Batting for the Tarpons on left fielder, number 6, Bo.
We've talked about this throughout the broadcast. This has not been an easy 3 innings of work for Satoon. He's had to work. Pitch count's getting up there. Now this will be, after Bo bats, it'll be the 3rd time through the order for the Tarps. So we've seen him a lot now in this game. Maybe someone could split a gap somewhere. Blanchard taking his lead. The pitch. Way outside, 1-0.
Yeah, Satoon's probably is about around 60 pitches.
So, barring a drastic change, I don't think he's going to get to finish this one. He would have to really start getting outs quickly. The 1-0, here it is. Chopped, foul, just foul. That would have been big trouble, but it was over the third baseman's glove, but it was to the left of the bag, and it'll be 1-1. DeBocale, he's had a knack for getting those clutch, timely hits. Boy, he would take another one right here. Bo also has a way of lulling that infield to sleep and then laying one down. See if he tries that at some point in the at-bat. The 1-1 nearly hits him. It's 2-1. Jacob Danos on deck as we flip the lineup card over. But we're not giving up on Bocale just yet. He's ahead in the count 2-1, and he's a really good hitter. Blanchard taking his lead. The 2-1. Swung and lazily hit the center field. Not lazily. He's going back, and he makes the play. Thought for a minute that was going to be a routine play, but he did give it a ride, but Blanchard makes the out, or the put out. Jacob Danos stands in.
Yeah, Noah Blanchard had a decent jump on that ball. It could have gone over his head, but he made a nice play on it.
For as humid as it is, the ball is carrying. We've already seen an over-the-fence home run. Like I said, I thought that would just be a routine fly ball, but it went out for a ride out to center field. It's a pitch to JD. That one's low, 1-0. Austin Cantrell on deck. Austin does not have an at-bat in this game. What I mean by that is he's walked and he's been hit. Doesn't have a recorded official at-bat. The 1-0 from Parker Satoon. Here it is. Foul to the right side, out of play. If the guys on the Tarpon Junior Varsity team that are going to get those foul balls have Fitbits on them, they're going to be working up some numbers today, because there have been 25, 30 foul balls so far in this game. The 1-1. Breaking pitch low, 2-1. Still some good break on that pitch from Satoon. Just didn't control the depth of it. It was low. We just need a bunch of base runners and then get the clutch hit. The 2-1. Ooh, it nearly hit him. It did hit him. Danos is heading on down to first. I guess it grazed his shoulder. Mr. Burr's not sending him back, but JD immediately went on over to first. Jacob Danos gets hit twice a week. It is unbelievable the amount of times he gets hit. As Jake Gallagher will run for him. Are we going to have a pitching change here for the Mustangs? I see he's got his lineup card out.
Well, umpires are going to get together right here and talk about.
If Danos doesn't take his base, it'll be the end of the night for Coach Ravalle. That's my bold prediction. He's standing right on the foul line waiting to pounce.
Yeah, and hit him on the shoulder. They're saying.
JD knew it. Was right away. He went to first base. I mean, he was very definitive about it. And I still stand by it. If they would have overturned that, Rav would have turned a shade of red that we've not seen this year, and he would have been ejected from this game. If for no other reason than to try to fire up his guys.
Could have turned a little orange, too.
That's right. There's one out, and you've got one of your better hitters at the plate, Austin Cantrell, runners at first and second. Satoon standing in. There has been no pitching change. I think the lineup card came out just to announce Gallagher as the runner. Come on, Austin. We need you to come through here. The pitch. Breaking pitch low, 1-0. He's not locating that hook for a strike right now. And that's allowed the Tarpons to just not offer at that pitch and try to swing at some fastballs. Satoon has slowed down his pace, trying to work through this tough spot. The 1-0. Swung and tomahawked foul on the right side. If Austin could find a gap somewhere with that much velocity on the ball, they'll be running for a week. That was hit pretty hard. He's walked, he's been hit. He's reached base safely twice in the game. Now he's looking for the more conventional base hit. Heck, we'll take the walker or the hit batter again as well. The 1-1 coming. Here it is. Swung at and fouled out of play. It'll be 1-2. A little late on that one. Now you got to protect. Ogel is on deck for the Tarps. Got some big swings right now for the Tarps. These guys got to realize you're not going to hit a 5-run home run. You just need a collection of base hits. The 1-2. Swung at, base hit on the right side. They're going to wave the runner around. He is going to score. It's 7-3. Runners at the corners on a big one-out RBI single from Austin Cantrell. It ain't over yet.
Austin stays hot.
Big hit and a good piece of hitting from Cantrell, serving that the other way. And just like that, it's a 4-run game, and there are runners at the corners for Ogel.
And every one of these pitches were fouled out to the right side. Right side, he finally laid out just a little bit. Eased up that swing a little bit and knocked it for a base hit.
Good job by Coach Chandler out there sending that runner, being aggressive. They would have had to make a perfect throw. They did not do that, and the Tarpons get the run out of it. Now let's go, Blake. Keep the baton moving. Cantrell may be on the go here in one of these pitches. Time called. It was 7-2. Now it's 7-3, and we gotta just look back at that last half inning. Assumption had 2 runners in scoring position, no outs, and they didn't score. And now they're up against it here as that first pitch is high, 1-0. On deck, Mark Pete. Satoon, Cantrell has a massive lead out there. The 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Number 22, Jelby Sheremy, double deuce, is going out and get some warm-up tosses. And Bocale as well. Ogel ahead in the count. Let's see if he could get a pitch that he could drive here. The stretch. And the 2-0. Swing and a miss. 2-1. He was giving a Sunday hack at that one. Now you got to level that swing out. With the 2-0 count, you can make a big hack. Now level it out. Cantrell taking his lead. Galjor over at third base. It's the pitch. Cantrell's going. Swing and a miss. Cantrell will take second easily, so now a base hit could score 2 runs for the Tarps.
Cantrell takes second base.
Little hit and run action. Ogel protecting his runner out there. Going to second.
He's doing what he was coached to do, but he didn't need to protect Cantrell. He would have made it easily regardless. He had a huge jump. 2-2 pitch. Line drive to the second baseman. Field's clean, but the Tarpons will get the run. Productive out from Ogel, and it's 7-4. RBI ground out.
Let's give Ogel another RBI.
RBI machine. And it's a 3-run game. Now a runner at third and 2 outs for Mark Pete. 7-4 our score.
Batting for the Tarpons, the third baseman, number 12, Mark Pete.
Tarpons have double barrel action in the pen with double deuce, Jelby Sheremy, and Bocale. Right now, all eyes are on Mark Pete, who has eyes on making this a 2-run game. Here's the pitch. Chopped into the Tarpon. And watch out, Todd. That's foul out of play. Todd's saying he would have caught that. There's more odds of you falling off that dugout than you getting that ball, Todd.
Just don't jump. Don't jump. Just drop.
It's an 0-1 count to Mark Pete. We do need to equip that man with a glove out there.
A golden glove.
Golden glove, the 0-1. Low, 1-1. Austin Cantrell is standing on third base. He had an RBI single that helped do a little damage. Ogel just had an RBI ground out that helped do a little damage as well. Now it's on the bat of Mark Pete. The 1-1. Foul tip. And it's 1-2. Parker Satoon has worked into and out of trouble throughout the game. He's allowed 2 runs in the first, now 2 runs in the fourth. His offense has done a bunch for him today. Mark Pete has an RBI, 2 RBI triple in this game. Boy, we would take another base hit. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. They're going to have to throw down the first. And they do to retire the side. But the Tarpons do cut into the lead. It was a 5-run deficit. Now it's a 3-run deficit. It's 7-4. We're going to the 5th inning here on KLEB. Five-run game. Now it's a 3-run game. We go to the 5th inning here. Assumption's going to have 9, 1, and 2. Noah Blanchard, Gage Estinault, and Parker Satoon batting against Thomas LeBlanc. Tarpons have guys throwing, but Coach Rav's going to ride LeBlanc here. And heck, why not? He has been awfully good in his relief work.
Let's see how the Mustangs are going to react right here. The Tarpons cut into that lead a little bit. See if the Tarpons put maybe a little bit pressure on them, and hopefully LeBlanc can get the ball across the plate. Rely on his defense to make plays for him.
Telling you, 7 may not be enough. Assumption would be well served to get some runs here, unless if they've got a dynamite closer that we don't know about. But Satoon is having to work hard. First pitch of the 5th inning will be coming to Noah Blanchard. The pitch shows bunt. He gets it down right to LeBlanc. This should be easy. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Good.
LeBlanc reshoot for out number 1.
It's hard to get down a clean bunt against a guy throwing so hard. He just bunted that one right to Thomas. That was a routine play. Now you got to deal with the good guys. Gage Estinault and Satoon and Chandler Bro. The top of their order's done a lot of damage today.
Batting for the Mustangs, the left fielder.
4, 5, and 6 have been lethal as well. Wind up. Oh. Now the wind up. And the pitch to Estinault. High 1-0.
Maybe that pressure may be starting to work a little bit here. Mustangs trying to get a base runner real quick. Blanchard was 1 for 2 last at bat. He had a single, so
yeah.
Maybe working out for the Tarpons.
The 1-0. Chopped. Ooh, goodness gracious. Into the Tarpon dugout, just wide. Be 1-1. Coach Galjor nearly was wearing a baseball. Tarpons had activity in the bullpen, but the young man is sitting down. It was a lefty. Who's a lefty on the staff? Is Bo Bruce a lefty? So I think he was the guy throwing. It's the only guy that I've seen throw this year that has a lefty. The 1-1. Curveball high, 2-1. Fifth inning, officially the late innings here. Estinault winds and delivers the 2-1. Hits sharply to Pete, who fields and throws to Rishu for the out. He got a good Sunday hop there, right into his mitt, and they're 2 away.
We can maybe see this one more time. Foul guys up in the press box. We are in the 5th inning.
We've been trying to lay hands. They haven't been. There we got it. Parker Satoon stands in. Satoon has 2 base hits and he reached on an error, so he is yet to be retired in the game. The windup and the pitch from LeBlanc. That's a beauty for a strike. No doubt about it. 0-1. Tell you, Thomas hadn't pitched much this year, if at all. And it took him a little while to look comfortable. He looks comfortable right now. I don't know how extended he is, but he did start games last year. The 0-1 chopped. The third baseman, Pete, charges, fields. What a play! And the Tarpons retire the side. The dugout gets revved up. Let's see if that turns into some offense in the bottom of the half. It's 7-4 Mustangs, but we got a little momentum here on KLEB. Inning. That is a rarity today. Now it's up to the bats. Davin Rishu, Casey Guidry, Thomas LeBlanc. In the bottom of the fifth, it's 7-4. Assumption leading. Okay, I got to go back to that fourth inning, man. Assumption had runners at second and third. No one out. They were up 7-2 on the verge of blowing the game open. They didn't score. Then the Tarpons come back and trim 2 runs off the lead. Then have a 1-2-3 inning. And suddenly, Assumption's on their back heels a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to go back to that play. Jelby Sherman made a shortstop, that dive and play, stopping that run from scoring. And we talked about it then. It could be huge, and hopefully Tarpons could come get a couple more runs here and make it a huge play.
We'll see. It will still be Parker Satoon. He's worked a ton. I don't know how much more rope he has left. Tarpons have had base runners in every inning. Davin Rishu, though, has not had a great day at the plate. He struck out twice. Let's see if he can make some solid contact here.
Satoon's pitch counts up in the low 80s.
26, Davin Rishu.
Let's go. Let's get the leadoff guy aboard and make him think about it here. Double deuce, Jelby Sherman throwing in the Tarpon bullpen. The windup and the pitch. Breaking pitch, swing and miss, 0-1. It's not a great swing there by Davin. He was a little off balance. It's 0-1. Let's see if he could put a better hack on one. The windup. And the 0-1. Fouled out of play. 0-2. You don't want to strike out again. Put it in play, Davin. He's behind 0-2 against the young man Satoon, who is weaved out of some trouble, but he's given his team a chance. It's all heck. He's given them more than a chance. They're up 3 runs. He's done his job on the mound. The windup and the 0-2. Foul. He swung at ball 1 there. That one was in the dirt. Lucky to get a piece of it. I think Davin's a little frustrated right now. He's trying to hit a grand slam home run with no one on base. I think Casey's going over and letting him know, hey, man, shorten that swing up a little bit. Mr. Burr having a conversation with the catcher and pitcher of the Mustangs. And now we'll be playing baseball. Parker Satoon ahead in the count 0-2 to Davin Rishu. Hungry for a leadoff base hit for the Tarps in the 5th. The windup and the pitch. That's way outside. 1-2. Good eye by Rishu. Guidry on deck. He's walked and had a base shot. Satoon. Wind up. And the 1-2. Got him. Swing and a miss at the dirt. And they'll throw down the bro for the out. And they've just got Rishu tied up in knots with that curveball. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game. Swung and missed at a bunch of pitches that at bat, and none of them were in the strike zone. Now Guidry will stand in. Assumption, are they making a call to the bullpen here? would be a unique time to do it after getting the strikeout. They're just talking to Satoon for now. Maybe letting them know, hey, there's no one on. We can maybe attack Guidry a little bit more than what we have been doing. You don't want to surrender the base runner.
Now the bullpen's getting active for the Mustangs.
Stepping in for the Tarpons, the designated hitter number 13.
You have a better view. Do you have a number? Guidry. One out, no one aboard. Let's see how eager they are to pitch to the big fella. The pitch. Inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Satoon getting ready. He winds. And he fires this 0-1. Good curveball there. The young man's throwing a bunch of pitches, but he's looked real sharp so far in this bottom of the fifth. That's going to be 0-2 to Guidry. LeBlanc on deck. Satoon, boy, they're going to have to call time here, huh? They're taking a long time. We'll play on the 0-2. Way outside, 1-2.
Trying to ID that young man in the bullpen, but
it's not someone in the field, so it'll be someone that is fresh into the game should they make a move. Being told maybe a number 9. We'll check the roster here in just a second. It'll be a 1-2 pitch to Guidry. That's hit in the air to left center. That's got a chance. It'll drop at the base of the fence. But Casey Guidry will have a 1-out double. And boy, he put a charge into that one. It's unfortunate it was to the deepest part of the park. As if that one's down the line, the automobiles would have been in trouble. We'll take the double, though. Number 9 is Scott Pierce for Assumption, should it be number 9. Oh, Guidry staying hot. And now Thomas LeBlanc will stand in. Coach Rav talking to Thomas, and I don't know that Thomas is going to be hitting here. Pinch hitter. I don't know what's going on here. Luke Chasson will be batting. So pinch hitter, Luke Chasson, the lefty, will be batting against the righty, Satoon. Chasson with a big opportunity for the Tarps. Chasson played against Vanderbilt last night. Let me get my score sheet out here. He had at least one base hit. Can't find it. Yeah, Luke had an RBI double. Runner takes his lead, and the pitch to Chasson, wide, 1-0. Tarpon crowd trying to get the home team active here. The offense is 3 runs down. It's the bottom of the 5th inning. But we have a runner in scoring position after the big double, the pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-1 rather. I have to think that the pinch hit for LeBlanc would indicate that he's likely out of the game as a pitcher now. I think that's how that has to work. I know that high school substitution rules are kind of goofy. The 1-1 to Chasson. In the dirt, gets by the catcher. So the Tarpons will advance 90 feet. We'll take that. And it'll be a 2-1 count to Luke Chasson.
you have a feeling this Mustang pitcher may be his last batter he's facing if he doesn't get this out.
We would love to keep the rally going, get a solid base hit and all this, that, and the other, but we would take a solid hit ball to the outfield as well. Or a ground ball to the right side. The 2-1 pitch coming to Chasson. Here it is. Outside, 3-1. 3-1. Chasson now ahead in the count big. Let's see if he could get one in his wheelhouse. Seven to 4 our score. But the Tarpons are knocking on the door here. Jack Blanchard on deck. Now, if you're Luke, you got to be careful. Your pitcher is battling control, but though you are ahead 3-1, if he just gives you a lazy fastball, you may want to look to drive it. Satoon stretches and delivers the 3-1. Hit in the air, foul down the left field line. So Luke put a good swing on it. And now it'll be a full count. Tarpons just want this ball put in play. They need to manufacture that run. Runner at third and less than 2 outs. You got to get him home. Satoon with the full count pitch. Hit in the air. The shortstop going back. He makes the play, and the Tarpons do not tag up. That was one of those 50-50 calls there. If Guidry were a little more fleet of foot, they would have probably sent him. But they're going to elect to put the bat in Jack Blanchard's hands. I guarantee if that's Cantrell, they send him there.
Tarpon crowd wanted to tag. I think a wise play.
Yeah. Shortstop was in the outfield grass, sort of off his back foot, but Guidry's not your fastest guy in the team. You hand the baton to Blanchard with 2 outs. And Satoon does earn another batter after getting Chasson out. Blanchard has been hit, and he's got a base hit, so he's 1 for 1. The pitch in the dirt by the catcher. Guidry's going to charge. No one's covering. He's in there. It's 7-5. Coach Rav getting out of the dugout, getting fired up, and the Tarpons cut it to a 2-run deficit. It got by the catcher. No one was covering. And what's the debate now? They're saying he's safe. I don't know why we have to have a conference about every call that's made in the game. But it's 7-5 now. Now we could start a 2-out rally. It was 7-2. Now the Tarpons have scored 3 unanswered. It's 7-5 in the bottom of the 5th. It'll be a 1-0 pitch to Jack Blanchard after the wild pitch scored Guidry, who was busting it down that line. The windup and the 1-0 from Satoon. It's a strike, 1-1. Tarpons have a little life. If for nothing else, they've made this one interesting. They've gotten near the peak of the mountain. Let's see if they could go up over top here in the final innings. The 1-1 to Blanchard. Here it is. Wide, 2-1. Got a really good baseball team. You got to deliver that knockout blow. Assumption had a chance in the 4th inning. They didn't do it, and they may end up regretting it later. The windup and the 2-1 pitch. That's bouncing to the catcher. I don't know what Satoon has left. He is approaching 100 pitches in this game.
He made the last out for the Mustangs last inning, so maybe they're trying to get him through.
Yeah.
This inning here. That'll keep him in the batting order, and they can maybe.
We'll see. It'll be 3-1 to Jack Blanchard. The windup and the pitch. That one's a good one. That's a strike. It's a full count to Jack. He's locating the fastball okay. It's the off-speed stuff that he's missing up, down, left, right. So as a hitter, you should know that anything you see that's straight, you could probably take a hearty hack at it. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. He swung at ball forward, retires the side. The Tarpons do get a run, though. They trail just by 2. It's 7-5. We're going to the 6th inning. You're listening to Varsity Baseball on KLEB. there on Saturday. Chandler Bro stands in. ESPN1003.com if you want to watch the rest of this game. It's starting to heat up. The pitch. Hit in the air, lazily to left field. Bo Kale is under it. One pitch, one out. Now Grant Blanchard stands in. Grant has a 2 RBI double, a base hit to left, and a double to right. So he's hit the ball all over the park. He's 3 for 3.
Batting for the Mustangs, third baseman Grant Blanchard.
Thomas LeBlanc putting his hat in the ring for possible starting opportunities in the future. He's pitched a lot today, and he's looked better as the game's gone on. That pitch is a strike on the outside corner. He is out of the batter's box by a lot. The 0-1. That is a strike, 0-2. A very delayed call. Folks, Grant Blanchard is well outside of the batter's box. Anybody watching on YouTube, the fans are letting Henry Burr have it. The 0-2 fouled out of play, and it'll stay 0-2. So it's an 0-2 count to Grant Blanchard. Tarpons trying to put him away for the first time in the game. The windup and the pitch. And he's got a base hit. He's 4 for 4. That's a shame. Henry Burr is measuring it. Yeah, that's cheap. They're not paying a ticket to watch you. 7-5 in the top of the 6th inning as Blanchard just got his 4th hit of the game. Now Gilbert will stand in. Coach Rav going to talk to LeBlanc. They have had several guys throwing here in the game. I don't know that he's going to be in to face Gilbert. Let's see. See what the conversation comes to here. Either way, he's one of the unsung heroes of this game. He's given the Tarpons a chance. They were in a big hole. And he's going to get one more hitter. So now Coach Rabb making the slow walk back. And Gilbert will stand in. 7-5 our score. How about the play of Grant Blanchard? He's 4 for 4. Man, we just can't get him out. Standing inside of the box, outside of the box, it don't matter. If you're 4 for 4, you're doing something right. And he takes his lead out there. Stretch in the pitch. It's high, 1-0. To Tristan Gilbert. He's got a double. He's walked. He's grounded out. He's 1 for 2. Stretch and the pitch. Runner goes. It's a ball, and the catcher can't get it out of his glove. So Assumption has another runner in scoring position.
Assumption staying aggressive. They're not feeling any pressure at all. They're staying aggressive.
They're going to be up against it in the 6th inning should they not score here, because it'll be 9-1-2 for the Tarps now. So they need some insurance. The 2-0 hit in the air to right field. It'll be foul, but not out of play. Look at Ogal run. He nearly chased that one down, but it'll fall at his feet. He was on his horse there. Be a 2-1 count. Caleb Blanchard on deck.
Is that the same horse Ryan Barbie was on the other day?
We haven't seen him since. I hope we haven't scared him off. There was track today at Central Lafourche. He may have been at the track meet. Stretch in the 2-1. Chopped to Jelby Shermy, who charges it. He's going to have to make a good throw. He does. And there are 2 away. They throw back behind the runner, and they don't make the play, though it was close. There are 2 away. Big out for the Tarps, and a good throw by Jelby. But a dangerous batter is at the plate in Caleb Blanchard. He sent one into the night sky, into the parking lot for a 3-run home run. That was back in the 3rd inning. All right, Thomas, let's go. We've got a good part of our order batting in the bottom half. We're down just 2. There's a runner in scoring position for Assumption. We want to stop the bleeding right here. The stretch and the pitch. That's a strike, 0-1. This has been a good game. We told you in the pregame both of these teams are in the top 10 in Class 4A, and they're playing like it tonight. Good offense from both sides. The stretch and the pitch. That's in the dirt, 1-1. Good block by Danos.
Yes.
Does not allow the runner to advance. You could be careful with Blanchard here. First base is open, and the guy on deck, Lucas Thibodeau, has not gotten a hit in the game. One of the few Mustangs that has not gotten a hit in the game. Let's see how Coach Rav wants to approach this. The 1-1. Outside, and they're going to run, and they're going to be dead to rights. Assumption just ran themselves out of the inning. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. It's 7-5. Assumption leads, but we've got 9, 1, and 2 trying to make a difference. You're listening to Varsity Baseball on KLEB. Tune, we've thought several times that he was going to get taken out of this game. He's got a rubber arm. He's still out there to start the 6th inning. He's over 100 pitches. He's going to be facing Bo Colley and then the top of the order. Tarpons are going to have some opportunities here now, down just 2 runs. I got to think that was a mental miscue by Assumption. They were stealing third, delayed steal with one of their better hitters. He was out by a half a mile. I don't know if they meant to do that, but we'll take advantage of it, hopefully. Bo at a fielder's choice ground out and a fly out. We would love a leadoff base runner, especially one who is as fleet of foot as Bo Colley is. Now we'll be playing baseball in the bottom of the 6th. Slow, winding game here, but it could be well worth the wait if we could have a couple of big half innings.
Game delayed for second as Coach Gauger makes his round to first base.
Here we go. He's icing Parker Stone.
He's not on the mule with a kid.
That's a plus. The wind up and the pitch. Lined up the middle. They're going to try to throw down there. No chance. Infield single.
No way.
The shortstop there made a gorgeous play. That was Andrew Landry deep in the hole. He did everything right, but Bo Colley just runs too doggone well.
He has absolutely zero chance to get Bo Colley out. That ball's hit that deep to short.
And now we've got the top of the order. Jacob Danos, infield single. He's been hit. He struck out. He's 1 for 2. Colley taking his lead. The tying run at the plate. Satoon's pitch is a pitch out. They throw back behind Colley. He's safe. If they want to throw intentional balls with a pitcher who's up to 110 pitches, we're okay with that. Now Danos is ahead in the count. Satoon stretches in the 1-0. That's high, 2-0. We would gladly take a walk because the man on deck, Austin Cantrell, is smoking hot right now. He's got an RBI single. He's been hit and he's walked. He's not been retired in the game. And he's batting 500 plus in district play. Kale taking his lead. The 2-0. That's way out of zone. 3-0. And the tank is just close to the E right now. He's flexing his arm. He's almost asking for mercy right now. Yeah, he's uncomfortable out there on the mound. He's telling his coach, hey, I'm tired. They're going to go on out. I think that's going to be the end of his game. I mean, he's tapping out. He's grabbing for his elbow. He's well over 100 pitches. He's saying his arm hurts. He hasn't thrown a strike in the last 3 pitches. I don't know how much more he could take. But there's not been a call to the bullpen yet. Let's see. Still no call to the bullpen. I got a feeling at the last possible second they'll give one, though. Still talking about it. Of course, if it is deemed an injury substitution, the next pitcher will have as long as he needs to warm up and get ready. I mean, Henry Burr is not a doctor. I don't know why he needs to talk to the pitcher about this, but it looks like he is going to leave the game. So let's take a 1-minute pitching change timeout. The Tarpons have things cooking here in the bottom of the 6th inning on KLEB. Change, almost like a MMA fight where they stop the fight. The young man had a 3-0 count. He's shaking his arm, kind of asking out. Didn't look like Assumption was willing to get him out, but then after a conference, they do make the substitution. Lucas Thibodeau will be the new pitcher, and Parker Satoon now will be playing second base. I don't know that he could even make the throw from second to first right now, as his arm is tender. He's still shaking it out there. So we'll see. Jacob Danos will inherit a 3-0 count against the new pitcher, Lucas Thibodeau. The young man Satoon gave his team the lead in the 6th inning. That's all you could ask for. He literally emptied his gas tank for you.
JD is facing a 3-0 count.
Let's go, Jacob. Got a new pitcher, top of the order. Let's see if the Tarpons can have a big rally here. The stretch and the 3-0. That is inside, and the Tarpons draw a walk. The tying runs at first base. So let me ask you some strategy here. Austin Cantrell is red hot. Though with no outs, you could bunt guys into scoring position. Do you opt to do that or not?
I let Austin hit.
I let Austin hit as well. The only reason why I bring it up is because if he places it correctly, he could beat it out. He's fast enough. But I agree. I let Austin swing as well. The counter to that is that the guy on deck is Ogel, and he's been an RBI machine. So I guess I could see it both ways. The pitch to Cantrell is wide, 1-0, and until the new pitcher Thibodeau throws a strike, none of it may matter.
Yeah, or we can take 3 more pitches and hopefully get base on balls.
I think they'll be taken until he proves he could throw one over the plate. Runners take their leads. Assumption playing for the bunt. The 1-0 curveball hit in the air to center field. Center fielder going back. He makes the play. and the runner at second will tag. He'll head to third. The Tarpons will have runners at the corners and one out. Austin tattooed it, but a good running grab there by the center fielder, Noah Blanchard.
And nice job by Bull Collie tagging up at second to get to third with one out.
So the inning is not over yet. We've got runners at first and third, and Blake Ogell standing in.
The right fielder, number 10, Blake Ogell.
Blake had an RBI ground out his last time up. Does not yet have a base hit in the game, though he has added to that RBI tally.
Give a shout out to Steve from the Boil and Go. He's tuning in.
Thanks for listening or watching, whichever you're doing, Steve. Keep up the good work. Lucas Thibodeau, the new pitcher. Runners at the corners for the Tarpons. The Mustangs trying to get out of trouble. High 1-0. Tarpons put so much pressure on opposing pitchers, man. Every half inning you're having to throw 15, 20 pitches. Several pitches under stress with runners on base. The stretch. And the 1-0. Curveball that did not curve. 2-0. On deck is Mark Pete. Tarpons have not led in this game. They've only been tied at the opening pitch. It was 3-0 right off the bat. The 2-0. That is a strike. It's 2-1. The umpires in the stands did not like that one, but I think that was the right call. I think that was a strike. A rally going. The fans in blue trying to get the home team rolling. The 2-1 pitch to Blake Ogell. Fouled out of play. Just over Todd Bernard out there. Gives us a wave. You want him to put it in play. You do not want the strikeout here. If for nothing else, make it a one-run game.
Todd is just too quick to get hit by a foul ball.
That's right.
That won't happen.
Cool customer. The 2-2 to Ogell. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. They'll throw down there. He's safe. The Tarpons take the bag. The Assumption gets the out. I think Assumption will take that trade. A little surprised that Bocali didn't charge there once they let the throw get deep. But now with the stolen base, if Mark Pete finds the outfield, we may be tied.
What great hustle by Danos getting on a second base and a beautiful slide.
Now they're going to run for Danos with Jake Galjor. With 2 outs, they're going to let him put his equipment on and everything like that. Get ready. Let's go. Mark Pete has had a tough day today pitching, but he had a big triple earlier in the game. First base is open, and Davin Rishu struck out 3 times in the game. Let's see how much they pitched to Mark. That one's outside, 1-0. Boy, what sweet justice it would be if they walk Mark and Davin comes through and clears the bases.
Very capable.
Oh, yeah, he's a good hitter. Just had a tough day so far. The 1-0. I think there it goes by the catcher. Played the plate. He's in there. It's 7-6. The runner advances to third. Now the tying run is 90 feet away. Throw him outside. Walk him. They tried to nibble off a little more than they could chew there. Now it's a 1-run game. Now another wild pitch ties this thing. Pete's ahead in the count big, 2-0. Here's the pitch. Chops it to the pitcher who fields clean, flips to first in time. But the Tarpons trim one more off the deficit. It's now 7-6. We've got one more inning, folks. You're listening to Varsity Baseball and KLEB. least one more inning to play. I say at least because it's the 7th, and this is awfully close now. 7-6 Assumption. They have Caleb Blanchard, Lucas Thibodeau, and Andrew Landry batting. Caleb Blanchard was batting in the 6th inning when Assumption ran themselves out of that inning, got thrown out at 3rd. They're still facing Thomas LeBlanc, who has pitched a beauty in relief for the Tarpons. Who would have thought that in the 7th inning the Tarpons would have only used 2 pitchers after lifting Pete after, the 3rd inning?
Yeah, I was going to say the good news for the Tarpons last inning, they took the bat off Caleb Blanchard's hands. Now the bad news is we've got to face him this inning. But at least with no runners on.
He'll stand in. Thomas trying to get his arm stretched out a little bit. He's winding it up. His warm-up tosses looked fine. Assumption would love an opportunity to extend this lead, but they've been trying to do that now for several innings, and they've been struggling to get that 8th run across. Thomas needs to just get 3 more outs, give his bats a chance. The windup and the pitch. It's a strike. It's a beauty. 0-1. Right on the outside corner, dropped into the basket. This is like, again, we've said it several times, like making a trade in the middle of the year, adding this arm to your rotation of arms. The 0-1 pitch. That is a strike on the outside corner. Blanchard didn't like the call. He kind of gave a sigh, which means you better swing at everything here if you show up this umpire. The windup. And now LeBlanc's 0-2. Just missed. He hit the spot, but the spot was about a foot off the plate.
Very good pitch. Very good location for 2 strikes.
Oh, yeah. 0-2. That's exactly the spot you want to hit. You challenge the batter to be disciplined to lay off of it. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He gone. Lucas Thibodeau will stand in now. That's the 2nd time the young man struck out in the game, and now Lucas Thibodeau, the new pitcher for Assumption. You know what? That's not Lucas Thibodeau. That's number 22. That's a pinch hitter. So we'll get the ID on the new hitter for Assumption. That's number 22, which is Landon Hebert. So the Mustangs going to their bag of tricks, trying to manufacture something here. It's a 1-run game. LeBlanc just struck out maybe their most productive hitter. The windup and the pitch. That's a strike, 0-1. I was about to say it was maybe a little higher than he's been calling, but then I noticed the batter is a behemoth. That's a big kid. He's got a
big young man.
Yeah, he's got a high strike zone. The windup and the 0-1. That one bounces to Danos, 1-1. It's a beautiful night for baseball, and the fans have gotten their money's worth so far. The home fans would love to be sent home happy with a big bottom of the 7th rally. It's up to LeBlanc to give his offense a chance here. He's been beautiful in relief. The 1-1. Lined under the glove of Rishu at first. That'll be a base hit, a 1-out base hit for Hebert. Now Andrew Landry will stand in. Davin made a diving stab at that, but he couldn't corral it. This is the part of the order where Assumption has been quick to try, hit and run, bunt, opportunities, different things.
See Mr. Burrow standing there with one finger in the air. I'm not sure if he's telling us 1 out or he's testing which direction the wind's coming from.
Andrew's got an infield single. He's been hit. He struck out. Stretch and the pitch. That's a strike. It's 0-1. You wouldn't think Hebert would be a nominee to try to take the base because he's a big kid, but heck, maybe he runs well. I didn't pay attention to him running down the first base line. Does have a lead out there. They throw back, but he's in there. 7-6 Assumption leads. They led 7-2 at one time.
Hebert would be wise maybe to shorten that lead because LeBlanc can maybe pick him off.
Thomas was a pickoff whiz last year. He got a lot of guys. The 0-1. The runner goes. Swing and a miss. Danos throws down, and he's in there. Jacobs had a tough time in district getting that throw all the way to second base. A lot of those throws have skipped out there, and they've surrendered some stolen bases because of it.
And once again, the Mustangs continue to be aggressive on the base path. You think of the big young man out there that he wouldn't be stealing, but a hit and run worked out for him.
They were trying. Thomas just got to get the guys at the plate. It's 8 and 9. You got to make them put it in play. You're ahead 0-2. Here's the pitch. Lined over the glove of the second baseman. They're going to hold the runner at third. Assumption's going to have runners at the corners. That was just over the glove of Jack Blanchard. He was going back, trying to make a play. Just couldn't do it. Now there's runners at the corners. I would bet a lot of cash here that Noah Blanchard will be trying to safety squeeze. He's bunted every single time he's been at the plate so far. Sack bunt. He tried to bunt, then pulled back, got a base hit, and then he bunted out in the fifth. So I think it's a safe bet that they'll try a safety, if not a suicide squeeze here. Everyone in the crowd knows it as well. They're calling for it. It's the pitch. He shows bunt, and he bunts it foul into the stands, 0-1. That was a suicide squeeze.
Exactly.
The runner was charging in.
Yeah, Assumption coach telling the young man at the plate, you square off. Ball is high, you don't bring the bat up high to bunt it. Should have just let that one go.
Problem is that if Danos fields it, you're dead at third base. That runner's coming home. 1-2. The 0-1. He swing and he fouls it, and it'll be 0-2.
Oh, that's true. If it is a suicide squeeze, you have no choice.
LeBlanc would love to put him away. Gage Estinault is on deck. He's a good hitter for the Mustangs, who are threatening to stretch their lead. They're up by 1, 7-6. They got runners at the corners and just one out. The pitch. Swing and a miss. The ball gets by Danos. The play at the plate. He's in there. No throw. It's 8-6. Luckily, the batter didn't try to take first there. What was he doing? So now it'll be 8-6. There are 2 out. Assumption adds to their lead. Am I seeing that wrong?
First base occupied with less than 2 outs.
Okay.
You cannot run
okay.
to first.
I saw the runner getting out there. I didn't realize that that still applied with the stolen base attempt. So it's 8-6, but all is not lost. You could get this guy here at the plate, and your offense is capable of getting a crooked number.
2 outs.
But you got their leadoff batter to deal with, and Thomas has thrown a bunch of pitches now. Maybe he's leaking a little bit of oil. Let's see. Here's the pitch. That's high, 1-0.
We've got to give that A-Bear young man some credit.
That was nice.
And we both out there saying, you know, he's really tall and put together. He's not going to be a threat to steal. And he stole second and ended up taking home on his pass ball.
Now he needs to get the start on Saturday. The pitch is high. It's 2-0. So looking to see. The Pelicans do not play tonight. I was trying to get a score. They're not getting any help around the NBA. Utah, Minnesota, and Portland all are in the lead. Those are teams that the Pelicans are competing with. 2-0 pitch coming. Here it is. Curveball for a strike. It's 2-1.
Pelicans kind of obvious. They didn't want that third seed. Just blowing that lead. And
they better not earn the 8th seed, because then their postseason run will be over in 4 games, as they'll face my Houston Rockets.
It's crazy. They could go from 3 to 9.
Yeah.
Seed.
Estinault is ahead 2-1. Thomas LeBlanc working out of the stretch. Looks back at the runner now. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. For the Tarpons in the 7th, it will be Rishu, Guidry, and LeBlanc. For this game to matter, we would need Blanchard and Calais and others to bat as well.
And maybe Chasson in for LeBlanc. He pinched it last.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. Luke is the DH now. I don't know how that works. Casey's still the DH. I don't know. 2-2. Swing and a miss. They'll have to throw down. And they do, but Assumption gets an insurance run, and it may end up being a huge insurance run. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. The Mustangs lead 8-6. You're listening to Varsity Baseball on KLEB. Three runs to win. Anything short of that, Assumption's going to end the Tarpons' undefeated district streak. We have Lucas Thibodeau pitching. We have Davin Rishu, Casey Guidry, and what we believe will be Luke Chasson batting for the Tarpons here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 8-6 our score. Davin Rishu, boy, he's due. He's 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. Let's see if he could put one in play.
The first baseman, number 26, Davin Rishu.
Lucas Thibodeau trying to slam the door for the Mustangs. The Tarpons are trying to have a dramatic rally in the 7th. The rally caps are on. The windup and the pitch to Davin. Swung and hit to left field. The left fielder going back. That's over his head, baby. That's going to be a leadoff double for Davin Rishu. That's a way to start a rally, kid. Davin was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts in the game. The first pitch he sees, he hits it over the left fielder's head. Now Guidry will stand in. Casey has a walk, a base hit, and a double. He's 2 for 2. Coach Chandler going to talk to Guidry. I think he's telling him, hey, it doesn't have to be a home run right here. Just pass the bat on to the next guy. With Thomas LeBlanc's on deck for the Tarps.
And look, Aki, how many times we see leadoff hitters in an inning come around and score. So that's a huge hit by Rishu, a double.
And look now how big was that insurance run for Assumption. Because if it was still 7-6, they would really be sweating right now. Thibodeau standing in. Here's the pitch to Casey. Curveball in the dirt, 1-0. We'll take a walk. If they want to put the tying runner over on first base, we're A-okay with that.
But that means the winning runs.
Yeah, at the plate with no out.
And it is Thomas.
Thomas, yeah.
On deck.
Coach Rav has explained to me those substitution rules 1,000 times. I'm never going to understand them. You could enter and re-enter, and there's so many different things you could do. It's just so much unlike college and pro baseball, it's hard to catch on to it. The pitch to Guidry. Wide, 2-0. Be selective here, Casey. He is the tying run, but he's also ahead big. A walk is a very good thing right now. The left fielder and center fielder are playing way back. The right fielder playing shallow. Thibodeau with the 2-0. Hit in the air to center field. The center fielder charging. He makes the play. And the Tarpons will not advance anyone. There's one away. Now Thomas LeBlanc will stand in. I think they may have been wise to take a pitch there, but Casey is a good hitter. He was swinging.
You can have a courtesy runner.
Yeah, Davin is going to get run for. Jake Gauger is going to head to the bases. Telling Thomas as he leaves the field, hey, pick us up, kid. It would be just for Thomas to have a big base hit in this game because he's been huge in the story of this game on the mound. As a hitter, he walked in the 3rd inning. Thibodeau trying to weave out of trouble. And the pitch. Curveball for a strike. That's a beauty. 0-1.
Thomas 0 for 1 on the evening with a walk.
Blanchard is on deck for the Tarps. We would need to get this around to Danos, the top of the order. We would need a couple of more guys to get on. The 0-1 swung and fouled down the first baseline. Inside out swing. And it's 0-2. Now you got to be disciplined because he's going to give you his best dirt ball here. Thibodeau ahead in the count. There's one out. There's a runner at second. The runner at second doesn't mean much right now. It's the guy at the plate that the Tarpons need to score. And the 0-2 curveball hit in the air to left field. It's got a chance. That's got a chance. It falls at the base of the fence. Jake's going to score easy. Thomas is going to take second. It's 8-7 on an RBI double. Thomas nearly tied it up. A hanging curveball nearly got out of the yard. It's a one-run game.
Beautiful swing by LeBlanc.
And now the Tarpons have two shots to tie this up. The first off the bat of Jack Blanchard. LeBlanc runs well. Anything into the outfield, we're going to have a really good chance. He hit it kind of towards left center. If it's down the line, we would all be dancing right now because it'd be 8-8. But he did hit it into a deeper part of the park. Jack has a base hit. He's been hit. He struck out. He's 1 for 2. The crowd goes from loud to silent as they're focusing on Jack Blanchard here. And they throw back, but LeBlanc's in there easily. How about one of those into center field? Win, lose, or draw, these Tarpons are fighting like hell. They were down and struggling throughout the game. They've made this one a fun one. They're down by 1. They have the tying run in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Chop to the right side. That's going to be a tough play. They charge. He's out at first, but the Tarpons advance the tying run over to third. That was a chopper to the second baseman who fielded it and got him by a step at first, and now the game is on the bat of Bo Kale,
who was a very tough out.
Bo has a fielder's choice ground out, a fly out, and an infield single.
Any type of pass ball, we can tie this game up.
Thibodeau standing in for his pitch. Bo Kale, the Tarpons are down 1. The tying run is at third. And the pitch. That's a strike. It's 0-1.
We said early on this game's going to come down to the bullpen, and it's exactly where it's coming down to.
Thibodeau versus LeBlanc. And now versus Bo Kale, who's at the plate. The 0-1. Low 1-0. On deck is Jacob Danos.
Pass ball scores a run.
Crowd is into this game on both sides. Thibodeau with the 1-1. Gets by the catcher, and they're going to say it's a foul tip. He showed bunt. He was trying to get an infield single there. Not a bad idea. That third baseman's playing back. If he could have laid that down, it would have been a tie game. So it's a 1-2 count to Bo Kale. So the struggle for Assumption is you want to bounce on here, but if you do and it gets too far by, you may hand them the tying run. And he steps off. The runner's at third. He is the tying run in the game. The Mustangs lead by 1. The 1-2 pitch to Kale, hit in the air, a mile in the air. The first baseman calls him off, and he makes the play and ends the game. Assumption's going to win this one 8-7. They're dogpiling like they won the state championship. We'll remember that on Saturday. But it was a good game from start to finish. Partner, the Mustangs just made one last play and got the game.
Yeah, look, you got to give credit to the Tarpons. They fought back, came back, had a chance to win in the last half of the 7th. Just untimely, lack of a timely hit in that 7th inning. But you got to give the Mustangs credit for coming in here and swinging the bat well to start the game and got a lead and held on to it.
The difference was that insurance run in the 7th inning that they got. If not for that, we'd still be playing right now. But both teams fought, and now I can't wait for Saturday to see these two teams lock horns again. But we're going to sign off right here. Assumption gets an 8-7 win. For Coach Brian Colley, this is Casey Gisclair. Saturday at noon, go Tarpons, God bless America, with our final score, Assumption 8, South Lafourche 7 on KLEB. Good night, everybody.